What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the Misplay for Game podcast. As always, I'm your streamer and a senior yapologist, Andrew KnTElixar.
Hello, my Digimon digital destined Digi-dudes. It's your buddy Tom. Nice to see you again. Happy Sunday.
Hello, it's me, over Tom, or Misplay Mercenaries Tom.
Well, sure, dude.
What is up, my guys? It is Adam, otherwise known as Red Scar TCG, coming in as a guest.
Yeah.
We got him back. It only took us half a year, but we did it. We nailed it.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
I did all that setup and then forgot that the date was just straight up not the 19th. It is nearly the end of April. Taxes were due pretty early.
Hey, we take those. It means, think of all the rest of the year of card games and hobby stuff that's left. You know, I feel like, I was talking about this earlier because since the last recording, we as Misplay, we missed last week. But since the last recording, all of the Carpod stuff went up, all of our Bristol misadventures, including the first animated one we'd ever worked on, which was really cool, and a bunch of stuff. In that animated video, we were talking about guys, this time last year we were driving up to Glasgow. Would you rather be doing that right now? And I was like, yeah, well, firstly, yeah, the weather was better, but second, I was like, damn, that's only been a year. There was so much Digimon last year, it was crazy. So we're eating good, is what I'm trying to say.
Hopefully more to come.
Well, I have a feeling we'll talk about that in a minute.
Who's to say, really?
It's been a minute, though. How are you, Adam? How you doing, pal? It's Red Scar, the main man himself, back at it again.
Yeah, I'm doing good, having fun. I had a great time at Bristol. Have had a good time opening some AD01 as well. Good times in the digital world. I'm being financially obliterated by all of the ghost rares that I'm trying to collect.
Yeah.
EX11 was real rough on my wallet, and then AD01, because I have Shine Greymon max rarity. Everyone was like, do you want an SP Shine Greymon? And I was like, I don't have the money for this, brother. I just bought my boxes. Leave me alone.
It's a good thing BT25 isn't bringing out any more Chase Shine Grey.
Yes, I know. Someone at Bandai hates me because the amount of times they have given me an essential secret rare for my max rarity deck, like Zephagamon Ace, Medieval Gallantmon, Vortex Dramon, Shine Greymon, Burst Mode with the option card, the dual card that's coming at BT25. They keep doing this to me, and I'm getting sick of it.
Yeah, you're playing a Protag deck, so all of your Protag cards are the good cards.
I know. I do like the Protags.
You gotta join the side character decks, man. You know.
yeah. It's good in Fishtown. They get one ult a year.
I've got max rarity Dark Masters that cost all of £4 to put.
That's so funny. We joked about that the other week because we did for April Fool's Day, Adam. We did a cast switcheroo, and we had artists and friends of the show and partners come on and do an SP art review. And they did the review of the Apocalypse SP from EX10, and I was like, every time I see this card, I get sad I didn't drop the money because it was 60 quid back then for the set, and now it's like, oh no, I have made a terrible mistake.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because of the teddy bear.
Yeah, dude. Ooh, it's pricey now.
Yeah, I played against that the other day, and I was like, God damn! I haven't updated the deck since I last played, and I was like, this teddy bear is good. God damn.
Yeah, I've never read a level 5 with as many stronger words since the last time we had a broken Monzemon.
Yeah.
But no, it is a tough break. TommyNT and our Discord DMs are hilarious. They look like a wake. Because both of us have just been lamenting that EX13 is coming out, and we both know we're going to get absolutely bank heisted by the Royal Knights. He's like, yeah, I'm bad enough on the Gallantmons. He's got a Gankumon to stress about as well as Jessamon.
Excellent. And the Gallantmon, I'm
that's true. Yeah. You are actually. It's so gnarly.
I'm trying to arrange a 25 K split, and then Shambhala's gonna have Deep Sabers cast, so I've got to arrange a K split for that. And then Royal Knights is gonna.
I'm so glad
I'm taking a break. I'm just chilling after BT25. I don't want anything. Just leave me alone.
I need a Titanmon ult from 25, and I need an uncommon and a rare. So I'm chilling in 25, and I have given up trying to chase Vmon cards because Magnum Onyx Antibody is not a real card that people can buy.
Adam, one day I hope to channel that kind of optimism, because if you think that for the 20th anniversary of Digimon Sabers, you're only going to get one wave of Shine Greymon nostalgia, I have some bad news.
Look, I've just spent so much money getting these stupid gold cards for my
They
shiny.
do look so fun though, and the yellow border around the Goromon egg is so sick.
The deck looks gorgeous. Like it is all like max rarity out the ass. I don't do like SPs and stuff because they're on my wall currently. But I do like as much max rarity as I can get, and it looks so nice. I played against someone at locals, and their eyes like fell out of their skull looking at the deck, and I was like, yeah, that isn't even a good deck, and it cost me a lot of money. Yeah.
Well, that's what happens to players who come up to Manchester occasionally when they find TommyNT playing Hoodie. He's like, sorry, you have all of the tamers. But yeah, no. So that's a funny point though. Let's talk AD, gentlemen, because AD, I think we gassed it up here on Misplay. It was one of those products that like Marcio and I in particular, I think, were very much like, oh my god, I can't believe it's taken them 6 years to do this, to do what is essentially a best of box. Because that is Yu-Gi-Oh does them yearly at this point. Pokemon does them in specialist product.
Bro? What's the matter with Resurgence Booster 1?
Sorry, my mistake. What was I thinking?
I tell you, if you ever pull any, let me know because I didn't.
yeah. I think I saw one sealed box of Resurgence Booster. Did it have an actual name or was it just RB1 the set?
I think Resurgence Booster is the name.
It's called Resurgence Booster. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Because at least Digimon Generation is like the subtitle, right? But yeah. I saw one box of it, I think, ever. And it was at a tournament.
I owned a couple of boxes from it.
Wow, I am very jealous. I
pulled the SP Siriusmon out of the box topper packs as well.
We had a guy at one of the Manchester locals who did the same with the Angoramon like alt arts. Yeah. And he was like, oh, this is great. I'm going to play this for basically the rest of this format. And then I don't think I saw those cards resolve the way they were supposed to one single time.
Fantastic.
And then I made mogul moves on that box because I bought my playset on Monzemons when they were 20 quid for 4. And then they were like 80 pounds for that by the end of the month. And I was like, whoo.
I think literally all I got was foil Demi-Meramons from that set.
Oh, yeah, they did do the foil. That actually, you know what? That was nice. I did like that.
Yeah, random foil upgrades for cards was nice. We have that excellent picture of Johnny with 20 HPDs in hand.
Yeah, all the foil HPDs. He's keeping them up his sleeve. Adam, I'm not telling you. I know the judges have a hard enough job, but next time you see Johnny, he needs to go through a metal detector.
You got to shake him down and see just what comes out of his pocket.
He's like when you walk through a pile of leaves and they go straight up in the air.
There'll be HPDs and Heaven Judgment.
Oh yeah, true.
Rotherham will have metal detectors installed then.
Yeah, that's why it's in a museum, right? There's a big magnet on the wall to stick all the cheaters to. It's all love. Johnny's never been cheating in my life, or at least in my time knowing him. Anyway, but yeah, AD01, it's been sick. Best of sets in card games like this have either, like I mentioned, Yu-Gi-Oh does a set like this either as product or as an actual expansion yearly by this point. Vanguard has like very specialist, like you pre-order product to get your nice collection version, but it's typically very good reprints. Pokemon had been for years doing the trainers toolkits, great deal. Magic has maybe become the pioneer of best of sets with their modern format, basically just being a collection of best of sets for the last half decade. So it is really cool to see that like Digimon is getting on the bandwagon, because if you like actually go, we never did like a set review of AD on the channel here, but AD is just hits. Like the least, I had this conversation with somebody in the Misplay Discord, which you can check out, by the way. You can still find us with a Google search bar in the description on these videos. But I had a conversation with this. It's harder to find a card that doesn't have at least one tournament top in a box of AD than it is to find a card that top. Like almost all of them have some kind of precedent as a tech card, as a staple, as some kind of like iconic piece of an engine. Like they did it. I think if I was going to place a bet on this, that it's probably like a couple developers' faves. But they probably really did just go like, yeah, Otamamon topped in Imperial. I guess Otamamon gets a reprint. So it's really cool to feel like, you know, there have been plenty of cases being made for like, how much do they really want to spend time like focusing on like reprinting things? Is Digimon just like go, always new stuff? But no, it feels like this set in particular feels like it has gotten a lot more attention than I think people expected from a quote unquote reprint set, as well as like, you know, also being clearly like a love letter to the competitive scene of Digimon for the last 6 years. Like they really did care, and they did a good job. That's before we even talk about the new cards, which are just ridiculous. Like Adam's already talked about Shine. Bro, Marcus Agumon. But yeah, this whole set kicks ass. Like I can't remember the last time I like we get the question every now and then on the show about like how do we incorporate new people into Digimon? What sort of stuff are people getting excited about? And it's like I point people to one thing, and probably will do for the next 12 months. That it's like if you like Digimon, if you watched the show when you were younger, or you're getting caught up to stuff that you wanted to try a card game, like this is the thing. Like you don't know what you want to do. There's 5 complete archetypes in AD01. You could build Shine basically out of a box. You could build Gallantmon out of a box. Like it's so good for people to get on board. It made Royal Knights a budget deck, for God's sake. And like if you'd have told me that 6 months ago, I would have laughed at you.
It's made Lucamon playable outside of like.
I've said this. We said this on a bonus content this week, but it's the stat is better in Europe because Card Market's like 30-day trend chart looks a little cleaner for it. But the day AD01 released, the price tag on a Lucamon deck at like the highest placing Lucamon list you could find, like on Digital Gate Open or whatever. If you just made that list, the cost of that archetype went down 99%. Like Lucamon EX6 went from like £40 to £1.
That's insane.
Great. Yeah.
I do kind of wish the boxes were a little closer to standard MSRP just because
it's 12 packs, right?
Yeah, like it's a smaller box and the packs are individually more expensive. This is mostly just like more of a locals complaint because a lot of locals, like you get an entry pack as part of it and you can like pick from any set you want, but because LM and AD are cheaper than standard packs, they're never available. That was my plan, was to start farming AD1 off of locals packs, but it's like you can pay to upgrade. It's like, no, I it's bad enough when McDonald's asks if I want 4 extra chicken nuggets. No, please leave me alone. I am not being upcharged at my local to get a different pack.
They did the same with LM packs. It's like, I think the special packs they want you to pay a little bit more for, unfortunately.
Yeah, just a shame. Kind of wish it was consistent, especially considering the price of regular boxes has kind of gone up anyway. It would just be nice if there wasn't them testing the waters to see how much people will pay for a pack of cards.
If anyone at and listen, I know Bandai has representatives that go to your local hobby shops and stuff like that. If anyone ever, by any terrible grace of fortune, happens to watch an episode of Misplay for Game, first, hello, I'm sorry, tell the lawyers I said hi. But second, please make more of these. I will let you upcharge me if an AD1 equivalent is a yearly phenomenon. If every 12 months they make a box that you and your friends can be like, yeah, it's basically every good uncommon from the last 12 months.
And every
I
good
can now
secret
convince
rare.
my friends to come to locals.
Dude, the decks that are held hostage by, I need 3 to 4 of these secret rares, like obviously it sucks for the Imperial players right now because those things are hard to find, but like give it a set or two. Stuff like this is going to be incredible for like main set secret rare decks. Like Pudiemon is probably a bad example because she's surprisingly cheap for a 4 of secret rare. But like,
yes, well, it's very like specific, isn't it? It's
like Secret Melga, for example, like stuff like that getting reprinted and becoming like, if you were priced out because you didn't get them on release, this is a great way to kind of like not just support the main 5, but also just pick up some cards that were kind of stopping people from playing side decks and pet projects.
Yeah, absolutely. I would like a word with whichever evil warlock decided to make the gold borders such a sparse resource. I understand that there needs to be chase cards because that's what makes shelves sell their products. But
such an annoying chase.
Yeah. Let me tell you, I had to go as far as to order a foil starter deck Growlmon from Cyprus, and I'm like, man, the carbon footprint on this is not a winning angle. But it's just there aren't that many pulls of the cards because it's a commodity. But it's cool, right? Because how frequently, like, this is the complaint people I think had with RB back in the day. Like, I'm sure there's a Misplay episode of us whinging about RB for this exact thing. But it felt originally as though if you were a player who was invested already, was there a function in you investing in a box like this? Like, did you particularly feel like this was going to help you in any way? But if you do care about the decks that are in this, ignoring the fact that, like, there's a great example on screen, Shadramon, right? We all remember what happened to that card when it became really important to own these, and they went from like a £5 to £40 a copy. This card costs pennies now, and that's fantastic. I don't like, even if you don't play the deck,
is in part to it being in 3 regional. The 3 reasons.
Sure,
It's been reprinted a
sure.
lot.
But that's I think when
it takes away like a barrier to getting it though, right? So now you don't have to participate in regionals. You can just buy AD01 and potentially get it.
Yeah, there's some truth to that. I know you were going to say something, Adam, so I'll let you go ahead next.
Yeah, I love reprint sets like this. I come from a Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh background as well, where this was quite common, and I hate TCGs where price point is a barrier for people that want to play the game. Like I play Riftbound at the moment as well, and I love that game. But hey, I had to pay like £150 for 3 single cards when Set 1 came out, and that was quite rough. I'm lucky to be in a position where my job lets me buy these cards, but like that's not the case for quite a lot of people, especially given the current climate of like the UK. So like these reprint sets, like Shine Grey Ruin Mode is now £15 a copy. It's no longer a £50 card. Fantastic. I love seeing that, like the Gallant X antibody. I'm just looking at what's on screen at the moment. Gallant X antibody,
it's amazing.
Form, like all of these cards coming down in price is great. And if I can convert more people to the Shine Greymon Alliance, that you like, I cannot stress enough. You said earlier on that you can build the entire deck out of AD01. The only cards that you are missing from it is if you want to run Sunrise Buster and Digital Gate Open. That's it. But otherwise, you can build Shine Greymon and the deck will run absolutely great. It's fantastic.
I do kind of like the DGO's not in it though.
Well, DGO's in LM this summer, so like even that's getting support. This is my little tinfoil hat theory, gentlemen. Strap in. We've been 15 minutes of a Misplay episode, so here comes the conspiracy. But I am 100% convinced that unbanned cards are on the radar for LM reprints now. I have a serious. This is my gut check. What are we coming up? LM8, I believe, is the number for this summer's set. I only know it because it's got a Medievals. I know it's called Another Night, but I don't remember what number it is. But regardless, that set comes out. I believe it's in end of July, start of August. If not by LM9 or
the promo section.
Because the original LMs got calcified as promos on this website. Yeah.
Sorry, Tom, what were you saying?
No, I was going to say if by LM9 or 10, I would be certain to guess 9 because 9 I believe is slated for a holiday 2026 release. Which again, I joked before about how Digimon Savers is just going to get even more waves of support. Yes. I think that's how it's going to go. If not by LM9, I would be very surprised if we don't have an all foil Sunrise Buster and an all foil Mach Gao.
Well, they done me dirty. They have done me dirty because they went, hey guys, we're unbanning Sunrise Buster. Oh, by the way, here's a box topper of all the currently limited to 1 cards. And they didn't include Sunrise Buster. I was so annoyed at that. Just include it, man. Like you knew this was coming for a while. Give me my alt art Sunrise Buster.
Andrew and I stayed up to do a very late night stream with DigiDane and DGU that Dan. Australia and DGU Dan, and so that combination of Midi Kage, shoutouts. That's my guy. I love that dude. Anyway, sorry. When we that combination of 3 or 4 different time zones producing different states of delirium was by the time Andrew and I want to say 5 in the morning when we would.
It was something like that.
We had been live for like 4 hours. They showed the all Japanese reveals and it was Greymon X and Hidden Potential discovered, and I was like, oh, there's simply no way this is real. I'm hallucinating. But no, here we are. But I mean, the fact that it wasn't Sunrise Buster, I think Bandai likes to pretend it wasn't in the best deck ever made.
I think what it is it's like Monkey's Paw. It's like, man, I wish Sunrise Buster was playable. I'm like, oh, it can be, but it means it doesn't get a cool art. It's like Ayatamon. Ayatar is never getting hit ever because they refuse to make a green foil version. As soon as they finally give them a nice Ayatar, they're actually blowing it shit smooth off.
I'm running the pre-release versions of Sunrise Buster at the moment. It's mid.
We could get into a whole thing about release event and pre-release. I think if you have a card that says pre-release on it in the old gold foil stamp, I think there's some credit to that. I had for a very long time, my entire Shine deck was exclusively stamp rarity. and it was everything that had a pre-release. It was so terrible to look at.
I love seeing old pre-release as well, like the BT4 pre-releases.
The etched
those were
gold
so
ones.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, my Gigimons from BT5 are my only ones that ever see any use these days. They were so nice.
That's my werewolf modes. I have BT4 werewolf modes. They're just
thrice per turn.
We're getting twice per turn effects again.
That is super cool. Digimon's in such a good state. I have been on this show kind of cautious to spoil any of the crazy reveals for Beat Break and stuff, because God knows how they decide the release schedule for like when they announce the card teasers and stuff. Because there were some crazy Beat Break spoilers this month. It was ridiculous. But it has been cool to see them going back to kind of previously, I guess, retread like card game design space. I think the story of the format so far this year has been the like quiet revival of Omnimon Ping Pong. Everyone has been very surprised. I think a lot of people were like, yeah, the new Shine stuff's pretty good. They'll probably get it there. Yeah, maybe Adventure will probably make it to a top at some point. If you'd have told me EX4 Agumon and Gabumon would have a top in 2026, I would have laughed at you.
Turns out 10 waves of support will make it that good.
It does finally get there. That's right. Never give up, chat. Your favorite deck could get an entirely new wave of support for the rest of the year.
And it may not play with the previous support at all. Do we want to talk about the other ping pong deck?
Yeah, we could do that. Well, should we pull up some events? Because we have a lot of stuff planned this week now that we've got Adam back on. We can't have Mr. Game Show himself not get a chance to take a crack at it later.
All right.
But yeah, there's been a bunch of events. DCG Nexus, yeah, we haven't had a chance to even shout out. Shouts to Tom, the fellow that runs DCG Nexus, great dude. He been regularly attending Manchester Regionals throughout basically all of 2026.
Locals.
Super good. Sorry, I said regionals, my bad. I read regional on
Soon regionals.
Soon regionals.
Pretty sure he's going to Rotherham.
Yeah, we're claiming Rotherham as Manchester now. I'm so sorry to Leeds.
I have absolutely no idea where Rotherham is. So I'm just
the
going to
Arctic wrote an EP about it once.
I'm just going to drive south and hope I get there.
It's a small country.
I had no idea where it was, and I was like, what? This is going to be a tiny event. What the fuck happens in Rotherham? People like Yu-Gi-Oh! And went, oh, this event's going to be so sick.
Yeah, in old Yu-Gi-Oh! Previous years of Yu-Gi-Oh! Events, Rotherham is like one of those towns that has had some crazy historic events. So it's cool.
All right.
I'm geeked that we're doing it here. It's going to be great.
Is there anything in particular you want to go over?
I think all the 3-star stuff seems like the way to go, because there's a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. Let's start with Booster Box, actually, because that'll probably be the best one, because everyone's going to want to talk about this one. This is, to its credit, Medusamon finally getting a second win. After all this time, and everyone telling you it was the best deck you'd ever seen printed, for it to have 2 wins, it is now finally ahead of Hoodymon in terms of first places. I would be surprised to see it take this long to get there, but it did eventually get there.
Red deck in a long format, I guess, is what holds it back.
Yeah. Just one more shout out for Tom. This is the first time I had actually seen the site updated since then, with like the full meta breakdown with all of the pieces of like the data and like every single like variant of like, what constituted other, and you can see it all individually. This is clearly taking a lot of work, so thumbs up. Cool stuff. Do we want to go through some top 16 lists here, Andrew?
What I want to do first is I want to shout out every player that's in the top 16. This might be the funniest set of top 16 usernames. You know, some of us come from FGC, and FGC has some horrendous names. So shout out to DGU Dan, the latest name.
Shout out to Dan!
Oh, TCG Plus names are the bane of my existence as an organizer, man.
Yeah.
They can corrupt my tournament files. It's so no, it's fine. It's fine. But when you look at third places, 2-piece Chicken Joy with 2-piece burger steak, and drink perfect pair, $17.99 from Jollibee, located on 2800 University Boulevard with Wheaton. Maybe just implement a character limit, Bandai, please.
Yeah, the things this does to an XLX file.
No, this is my favorite name. W Blue Green Imperial. And also TS Iliad being a mouth breather.
Oh, that's me. I was really busy last weekend.
Yeah, I love names that
congrats
sound...
on your top.
Thanks, man. If there's anything consistent about Misplay for Game, it's me not doing well in European events and doing very well at American events.
Gen Con's coming up again, you know?
Yeah, I'll have to go back and hide one more invite off the Americans.
Yeah, really, really cool list. Set of lists as well. Pretty decent diversity in top 16.
But see, the internet told me, based on 9 Reddit comments that I plucked without any context, that actually the game was dead, Andrew, and that we were all playing the same 2 decks, and TS was taking over everything, and it was miserable. This clearly seems to not be possible.
Once we get some Asian results in here, I think this diversity and depth category is about to hella shift. But
yeah.
It's cooked over there. But over here in the glorious best of 3, still got Medusa on top. The card view, there it is.
Oh, listen, I am a Medusa apologist. I think we spent so long where Gallantmon was the only red deck that was remotely viable at a decent level. And like there are decks that had dual red blue effects or different things like, we had Galaxy playable in red for a little while, Shine held in there for a little while. But like really, it had been a while since we had like a, my red deck hits you for 3 or 4 damage. Good luck on the next game, bucko. So I think it's kind of almost nostalgic to me. I have a feeling this may not stick around at the top echelon for that much longer, given what I've read in BT25. But it's cool to have seen Medusamon make some waves while it's been good.
I think every game needs its version of red aggro. I'm going to hit you hard. I'm going to hit you as fast as I can, and that's the only thing I'm going to do. I think every game needs that to keep peace with the world.
Yeah, you need a great equalizer, right? Yeah. Everyone's on a clock this way.
That's what I like about Jesmon, because Jesmon really is like I'm pushing out, the game is over. My problem with Medusa is it's a Swiss Army knife where like 4 of the knives are a Glock.
Listen, Styracommon did nothing wrong. It's a cool Digimon.
Styraco is very cool. Medusa, contextually, is very cool. I think silencing is an interesting mechanic. I think it maybe can do a little too much.
When was the last time we had 1 month without a purple deck winning something?
Yeah, I don't give a shit about that. I specifically have issue with the fact that it can choose not to delete you and then still really make the token. In a world where Crimson Blaze was not even thought about as going on the ban list, I don't think she should be allowed to do all that. I don't think she should be able to go, when Digivolving, end of attack, make Crimson Blaze 2 cheaper.
Yeah,
I don't think she should be allowed to do that. Also, she should not have Rush. It's changed my opinion on all of the Warp rookies, all of the Warp 5s, because she has Rush. I think that fundamentally changes how the game works.
Listen, man, we played the Eternal format. You got to deal with Crimson Blaze.
BT25 is about to have a lot more of that. Yep. 2 field spells have Rush printed on them.
Yeah,
but they're cool and based because it's a Colosseum. Thoughts?
You're so right. Also, it's cool and based because Apollon and Dianamon are cool and based, right?
Yep.
I do want to give this a quick shout out because I know sometimes people, obviously, we here on Misplay know this is like a clown car full of like actually competent Digimon peripheral and then like the core cast of Misplay dickheads. But I do occasionally like to provide some analysis here. This is interesting because this is the first variation of a Medusamon list where 2 things have changed. First, basically from AD01 onwards, the inset of Promo Dimetramon was the move. I think it's become more important since AD released because with the release of AD, Shine Greymon's viability has gone up a whole lot, and where Shine Greymon is good, Ruin Mode follows. And this is the only Dimetramon that is big enough to inherently play around Ruin Mode's first trigger. So there is a core specific balance choice to incorporating Dimetramon into a lot of Medusamon's lines. This is the one way that they can do it without having to tech out of their core. The second thing, and maybe in response partly to things like Shine, but also kind of just in decks that are like level 7 kind of turbo good stuff decks, is the need for the mem fixing Owen. There was a little brief period in BT24 where the original memory fixing Owen saw some play. It was the one that was like, when a security gets removed, you can delete something.
Right?
Yeah. The original one, it was like most of the reason it saw play back then was because it was named Owen Dreadnought and gave you 3 memory.
He didn't super
this
star.
One. Yeah. This one, that card, my goat, my Eden All-Star. Thank God he came off. Anyway, this card is important because this is the only thing that gives you the DP. So again, it's the same reason where like in the format full of Ruin Mode and the format full of Millenniumon, you just do need a number that makes you big enough to basically be able to wrestle with these cards. So cool to see that adaptation. It's something that we talked about on the show once. So
draw 1 is also not insignificant.
Oh yeah, red cards are not supposed to say draw 1. People are going to be talking about that Owen as long as this card is, as this deck is playable. Red just did not get draw. It was like a thing it never had in Digimon.
Draw without committing as well, like it just being on a passive play, like off of a search or off of a Digivolve, instead of like, I have decided to go sideways. I am past the point of no return. Boy, I hope I drew what I needed.
Yeah, there's something about paying 3 for the discard draw 2 Eliza, where you now discard and draw 3, where you're like, yeah, this seems reasonable. I think I'm getting my money's worth. Yeah, big fat shouts to Lord Kira. Great work on first place. See you at National. Iliad, good stuff.
Oh.
The harbinger of the end times, if you believe the Twitter users.
TS is just everywhere. All my locals play TS piles now.
This is a deck that is held hostage by Secret Res. Goodness gracious me. And also Super Res. It's so funny that the Digimon are kind of like low-key the least difficult bit to obtain in this deck. Like,
listen, I know we've said it already, but it's so heartwarming to see $9 next to Ruin Mode. It just makes you feel better as a person. Yes. So this card, this deck specifically, I want to give this one a highlight because this deck did very well at Bristol. We're gonna have a chance to talk about Bristol in a second because Adam, I'm sure, will be able to give us a little bit of extra insight into like the goings on, given that you had to be the man behind the curtain. It's on DGO at least, so we can get it up, digitally get it up. But I want to highlight 2 things while we talk about Iliad, because basically this deck is I think it's really, really cool to look at over the 2 months that it's been out. I don't think we've ever seen a deck exclusively change the utility half like this before. With in BT24, this deck played quite similarly, but it ran a very different lineup of tamers and options. It ran a lot more in the way of like, I'll play the Hirokos, I'll do the Hiroko to start a turn, play another Hiroko, and like the deck was free searching by doing the tamers looping into each other all the time. And that was like enough of a consequence of how you played it that it was the sort of thing people were complaining. Like if you were watching the streams back when, I think, what was the German TO who ran the BT24 event in March Cold? That's terrible. Alibaba, thank you, Adam. Yes. So it was really interesting to see because a lot of people were talking about like lots of the best performing TS lists were all doing those kinds of things. It was like the tamers that play their same name just gave you so much free value quickly. Whereas now we have fully 180'd to just like, well, these memory boost cards are pretty good, huh? Let's just play these instead. A lot harder to interact with a memory boost than it is with a tamer card.
The field spells are also objectively very, very strong.
Yeah, I think people finally waking up to the need to have one of these in play all the time just makes your deck. I think TS is mostly manageable to the wider array of Digimon decks without its field spells. And then when Throne Room or Central Town come online, you're like, ooh, I don't know what I'm supposed to do now.
Yeah, Central Town especially being like a thing that people are now having to read is concerning.
I had this conversation with local judge and friend of the show, Ted Mate. Shouts to Terry. He's a Sakuyamon pioneer here in the UK. Some would say he took it to events where he had no reason to take Sakuyamon. Shoutouts to the Salford event 2023. 65th did make him the highest placing Sakuya. Anyway, he talks a lot about the importance of like random little bits of DP changes when Sakuya is good. And Central Town apparently means that your entire archetype just survives Sakuyamon shrinking. Like it means that every rookie just dodges all the shrinks from the inherits, and all the shrinks off the high end just no longer matters against the other high end. Like it is a 1-card counter to Sakuya. Very funny. I wish Homeros was a little more affordable for folk. I think that's kind of the shame of it.
Printed in a year, so we're good.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. And TS isn't going to go anywhere. That's the other part of this.
Yeah, this deck's never getting any more support.
Yeah, they have. When this game came out, go play it because oh boy, you're going to see some content. Shout out to Time Stranger. It's a very good game.
Oh, it's so fun.
I need to actually. I feel like we say this every time we talk about Time Stranger. I need to finish that second the DLC.
You need to finish the updates. They're really fun.
I've not done the DLCs yet.
Is the X Antibody?
I don't want to spoil it because the one time I made a comment about the Time Stranger updates, I had some not so nice comments. I'm not going to say anything, but you do get more. I think a lot of people are like, it's just more guys, or there's a little bit of like fun story stuff in there.
Oh, spoiler, Tom!
Yeah, I
didn't
know.
know there was
Oh my god, guys! If you read if you play and you go on the PlayStation Store and you go add to cart, it'll tell you what's in the update.
I really wish they'd stop doing that.
Yeah. No, it's great. You should get on it when you have some time. And my heart is full because Gallant 1X is as cool in the video game as I wanted him to be. That's all I need. But yeah, very good. You should play Time Stranger.
Sure.
On your point about Homeros being like more like affordable, guys, if you haven't got your Homeros, AD01s, and Dankanons by now, you should probably get them. Well, yeah. you're gonna have to bite the bullet eventually because ET26 is also providing Time Stranger support. These decks aren't going anywhere for a while.
Yeah, AGO in particular. If I've ever seen a super rare that's poised to become like a 20-pound card, it's AGO on BT24.
Oh yeah, when that. Without spoiling the game, when the other half of the deck comes out, that card's going to be absolutely bonkers. I would pick up Homeroses, pick up your
Inori,
pick up your Jupiters, pick up your Inoris, pick up your
god, yeah, sorry, great point. Inori, yeah, you need those because this card is, even though this is the cheap of the TS tamers, right? Like the searchers were always the more sought after alt arts and stuff like that, but like, if you don't have Inori, you need them soon.
Yeah, Inori was like a one-off app.
Time's ticking. Don't wait till street date. If you wait till May 25th or whatever the Friday is, these cards are going to be expensive. Somebody will immediately out of the deck, like just show off a way to make this deck look great.
Yeah, and you totally buy your Judge Temple of Beginnings from your local judges. To
true.
And make sure to flatten them under like the weight of guilt.
Yeah, they come to us very curved.
Oh, I had this was a tip I got in it was in a Pokemon stream that I'd seen. It was to be not an official one. I don't think Pokemon acknowledges the official quality of warped trading cards. But at one of the Limitless events they'd ran, I want to say this was like it was like maybe the Tournament of Power for April. I can't remember now off the top of my head. But they had a really cool tip. I didn't know this, and maybe people at home will find this useful. You can help untaco your cards if when you do the compress on them, they're in something really cold, like a freezer or a fridge, something like that will help tremendously.
One of my friends has a tradition where before going into a major competitive tournament, puts his deck in the fridge overnight. It is a tradition that he's passed on to quite a few people as well.
As well as the cards.
It doesn't unflatten them, but it helps to protect them from any humidity and warping, because when you're going to hot countries, especially like Greece and stuff like that, your cards can warp over the course of a day. So just try and keep them somewhere chilled. But a great thing to also unpringle your cards is put them into a sleeve, obviously for protection, and put them into a hardback book and shut it. And leave it there for a couple of days, and it will be right as rain.
Also, silica gel packets are a thing that not everyone thinks about as a thing. I have like a box, but yeah, silica gel packets is not a thing that is widely adopted by the card game scene, which is kind of interesting.
Throw a couple of those in the deck box.
Talking to these guys,
I had the judge come over during Bristol, my round 4, and they're like, my hoodies are like slightly warped because they're gold and shiny, right? So they're like a little bit pringled. He came over and was like, "Can I just see the hoodies?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And it basically, he was about to say,
"Well, I guess."
Nope.
Yeah, we're back. We're good. We're good. You're back.
Okay, I'm being gone. It's fine. He was about to say there was a possibility that I could like see the hoodie being drawn because it was on top of the deck. I personally couldn't. But at that point, I was like, mate, I'm going to make your job easier. I'm X3. I'm just going to draw.
Fair enough.
So if I was cheating, it didn't help.
It hadn't been working very well, Tom. I don't know what you're doing, man. No, that's the book stuff especially. Adam made a really good point there. You don't want to smush them all the way down because you can actually damage the foil, and then you can feel that stuff. Like, people do a lot of effort to cheat in children's trading cards. It's terrible and it happens. All you need to do is try and produce the seal that you would not be able to. And like, be honest with yourself. Tell the difference if all your cards are face down in a stack, what card you're going to. That's like 90% of not cheating is actually having randomized cards.
Yeah, it's so difficult we had that issue in Bristol quite a few times as well. We have it every single tournament under the sun. You've got people that are playing with cards that are essentially the letter C, and it is like it's so unfortunate because quality control isn't always the best. But these cards come out of they're cut off of printed sheets, but then they're left in warehouses until the sets release, and that's where they pringle and that's where they warp. It's okay so much in booster packs because booster packs tend to be quite tightly sealed against the cards themselves, so there's not much room for them to warp. But individual cards, like promotional cards that are in single packs without any sort of hardback between the two, between the card itself to keep them safe, those warp quite badly. And then we always see the problem where, you know, the player is playing and their cards, they are so visible. And it's a case of, look, you need to replace these. We typically don't issue judge proxies for cards that you have brought with you. It's typically only if a card gets damaged at an event that a proxy will be issued. But if you're coming to an event with a fully pringled deck, you're either going to be asked to re-sleeve it and fix it, or you're going to be DQ'd for marked cards. And it's just not worth it. It's not worth it on our side because we get where you're coming from, especially if you live in a hot country. But it's also not worth it for you as well. Like, we know that we want to play with max rarity, but if it's the case of play minimum rarity or get DQ'd, I kind of know what I'm picking. So just try and be careful with it.
I think also it goes a long way if you double sleeve your cards. If you're using inners do a really good job of preventing warping. Like, two of the purple decks I play a lot nowadays are Ghosts and Millenni, which are both beholden to several promos. And I single sleeve Millenni, don't know why. Some of those cards you're like, all right, they're prone to pringling, but like the 4 judge Barkemons, mine are perfectly flat because they are in perfect fit inners, as well as then having the extra sleeves. They just really don't have much space to move, and they go from judge pack to that and then immediately stay crushed. So there's a lot you can do in this day and age. It's kind of like you're a competitor at the end of the day. Like, it's your duty to not have extra cards in your deck box, bring something to put your round 1 or 2 participation stuff so you don't get DQ'd for showing up to the event, which is always that one. I love that one personally when people don't do that.
Remember to put your security out as well.
Yeah.
Oh, don't. I still get upset about my 3v3. I still get upset. I won all of my games. All of my games I won. And we lost that. We didn't win that event because we had 2 penalties where my players did not play security. It drove me up the wall.
But
how long have you been playing that, Digimon?
I know, Adam. I know. The one of the players in particular was like a 4 or 5 year veteran. He just got too carried away in small talk at the table.
Oh, yeah. Classic.
Great time. Yeah, but once I understand. Once I could roll with 3
the second time
in one day. Well, the third one wasn't as bad because we still won that match. The other 2 of us had won, so it was fine. But like, if it's just me, it didn't work out. And then Harry likes to shout outs to Peter, friend of the show, who I remember this one all the time, which is that it was a Dorogoromon mirror match, and Peter asked me, he turned to me earnestly and went, "Do you think I could win from this position?" And it was like very clearly the 2 damage unsuspend from the X or the Dex evolution, 2 damage and then push for game with the Tamer. Like, it's like back in BT16 that was very bread and butter for that archetype. Sorry, BT17 that was very bread and butter for that archetype. And I went, well, do you have to go now? Do you get anything from doing it, or is it better to just wait till there's no way you could get sacked? And he went, I don't know. And then 5 minutes later, he turned to me and went, I've lost the game. You were right. Sorry, but really quick, I want to address 2 things. I want to say first, because we've talked about Bristol on the show already, and Adam is both Red Scar Adam and our beloved tournament organizer, OPE Adam. So as my friend Red Scar, who's just a good dude and has no beholden personal or professional relationships, I don't expect him to say these things at all. But I'll say this as a competitor, people have forgotten the concept of tournament etiquette. I understand you want to use your nice cards, but don't hold up an event making the judges spend forever working on these things. Be honest with yourself if you know something is going to get warped. And for God's sake, don't go and get lost on your goddamn lunch break and make all the judges go looking for you. That's not the coolest thing you could do when you know there's 100 people waiting.
Yeah, like there's things that we can do to help. Like the Digimon regionals for Bristol. We got the call. We paired the round for round 6 or round 5 just after the lunch break, and then a couple of guys came in. Which is what you said
on the announcement. That's what you
told
us
be
would
back
happen.
at this time. This is when it'll start. And a couple of guys came in and went, "Hey guys, there's like 80 of us at KFC. Their systems have crashed or something. Could you hold off?" And we were like, we looked at our clock and we're like, "Well, we're ahead of schedule, so that's totally fine." So that's absolutely fine. But yeah, we also then had people come back an hour later going, "Oh, you said it would be this time," and I'm like, "Yeah, I did say it would be this time. Why are you back an hour later?" And it's like,
yeah,
can't do anything. I'm afraid
it's disrespectful. Like I not to just be whingy all the time, because not like the experience Andrew and I have running the little dinky Misplay events. Most people were like, "Yeah, we gotta show up on time, be at the seat, whatever." But like, to run something for that many people requires everyone has to buy into the idea that you're gonna show up on time, you're gonna take a goddamn shower, you're gonna bring cards that you're not cheating with, you're not gonna get all tokens banned forever by bringing really not safe for work art to the largest event in Singapore. Hypothetically speaking, of course.
Oh yeah,
I don't know what I'm talking about. There's a certain amount of like, if you are going to be in a communal hobby space, you have to accept the communal part of the hobby space. You have to buy into we're all in this together, at least a little bit. And it feels like maybe Digimon, that is my one complaint of the competitive scene. It feels like over the last 16 months, I feel like I've seen a little bit of that erode. I think like there's something to be said for an invite chasing structure having changed some of this. There are bigger, much more, I would say, intelligent and informed members of the community who would be more qualified to talk on this than me. But like, I think sometimes you got to remember that it's a game that we've all paid to play together, and try not to be a bell end. And then the second thing Andrew said is, I will no free clout, because the product manufacturer in question has not paid Misplay for game 1 cent, nor are they a personal friend or acquaintance of the show. But if you happen to have sleeves that fold like the brand that makes these makes, I recommend getting them. I have a very shiny collection of Gallantmon cards that I've had multiple judges check for me when I go to events with it, and I've never had one incident with it. I do a little bit of silica gel in my deck box, and everything gets a new one of these basically every 6 months, and that's all you need. It's just do your best to look after your kit so that you don't, again, eat up everybody else's time.
Yeah, cheers, we just say please, just show up on time, read your players pack, submit your deck list on time, and just enjoy yourself, and just be mindful of everyone else that is having the same unique experience that you are having. You know, you are the main character in your story, but so is everyone else. So be kind towards everyone, and make sure that, you know, that's what we teach our judges as well, whether they've been working for us for like not decades, but like years at this point, or if they're fresh new. Like, our main goal is to facilitate fun. We are not the executioners. We're not here like looking for like disqualifications. We just want you to have fun, but we need you to put a bit of effort in to facilitate that sort of thing as well. And yeah, please stop bringing playmats with Gatomon's ass on it to events, please.
That we had
the third time my eyes have been burned in the past year.
We had that chat about like, do you think it's going to happen on the stream table? Like, are we going to get a jump scare that we don't know exists? We got lucky.
The stream table was really interesting because I used the Misplay mat because it's two-sided, just as a framing reference, so that way people could put their mats on top of it. But the amount of people that didn't get that and were just like, oh, I guess we're using this mat. That's really cool. It's made of cloth. And they're just like, all right, bro, whatever.
People were probably playing. I'm like, ooh, this is quite nice actually.
Yeah, you roll out a carpet for table 1.
As much as you guys have said, hey, shout out to me, I want to say shout out to you guys for coming to help run the community stream as well. That was super appreciated.
Oh.
Like I am first and foremost a Digimon player, so like as much as we've tried to get, you know, Andrew in to do like the recording setup, if we can help do more, it's always just a case of what can we help with, and if we can get you in again, we'd love to. It was great.
What that museum internet do?
Hey, yeah, you got me public Wi-Fi in Rotherham, Adam?
We might do.
The stream setup is in like a shuttle that's like floating above the tournament.
I have to solve like a math equation to get it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Red Scar, my friend. I'll hit up OPE Adam on Discord later so that you don't have to say anything on the internet, but we'll make something happen.
Sounds good.
It was very fun as well because for people that have forgotten that I got to work at the biggest Bandai broadcast of the year, there's like we have like a thing with them, and I was like, hey, so you know how y'all fucked us and gave us no budget? We still put a stream on, and then like 2 days later, I get a message from like, yo, so you wanna do some streams? I'm like, I would love to. So
lesson learned.
I don't think they've not done the announcement for it, but we will be getting some more season 1 Digimon stuff streamed soon.
It kicks ass. Thank God. It's so cool.
I love coverage.
If the choice is more coverage and getting more people excited about it versus less and less people excited, it feels like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But I understand that there are a lot of people who have to be made happy with these
The amount of
things.
people that have picked up Red Hybrid because it showed up on the Bristol stream and people were like, holy shit, this deck actually does something? That's awesome.
You couldn't have filmed and pre-recorded a better commercial for AD01 than when you and Marcio in round 2 of Top Cut went, damn, it goes into volcanic. Woo! that Bristol is fun. Speaking of, maybe we should no, let's talk Bristol. There are enough weeks left of the format where we'll get a chance to talk about the rest of the booster box stuff. Let's go on Digital Gate Open or DCG Nexus and talk about Bristol.
Yeah, I'll check and see if it's on DCG Nexus. I'm not sure.
You just click. There's a view all at the bottom of the list on the homepage.
All right,
okay.
It definitely is, because I spoke to Tom and gave him all of the data for it.
He's so good. He was dead funny at Locals. I talked about this with him in February, and he was like, "Yeah, this is my day job. I get off my clock of doing data analysis and entry, and then I start doing data analysis and entry for fun." And I'm like, "What a legend!" Shout out to Tom. Yes, listen. Did you ever see something as beautiful as 246 players, 246 deck lists? I could cry. Remember 2023 when DC won and you were like, oh, we have like 50 lists. Good luck, bro.
Yeah, well, limitless, and 90% of the decks are other.
Other.
Death X antibody.
Black X antibody. You mean alpha mode? Like, no, I mean Black X antibody.
Death X control.
So it's interesting how the bar chart worked out there for depth versus balance, because this is what I was going to say. This is technically one of the most diverse. This is, I believe, the first AD event anywhere.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
So AD so far is a contender for the most unique archetypes getting a top. I'm being very specific in how I'm describing that, because when we say unique archetypes, that would technically separate like Adventure Omnimon versus like DNA Omnimon, or the different various facets of stuff like that. But by and large, this is the most diverse top cuts we've had since BT13. And everyone always talks about BT13 as the set that had, if it was in the box, it'll probably top at some point. And I think that was true for like everything except, I don't know, like Craniumon good stuff. Like that deck didn't really go anywhere. But like
and
the rest of this, yeah, it never will, thank God. Well, now, although you've said that, Adam, EX13 is going to be messed up.
Craniumon here has logged on.
Yeah, but I got
bullied with that stupid BT1 card.
Ugh, horrible.
That you couldn't DP reduce properly because it was a bit too big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Adam, he's going to have the horse. And if I know anything about horses, is they make legendary Pokemon broken. So why can't our legendary Jobber also be broken?
That's true. That's true.
We're going to get Calyrex Shadow Rider.
Calyrex Craniumon. No, yeah, that's what I was saying. The diversity is technically speaking the highest it's been since BT13, and certainly the highest it's been in a very long time. Wait, did we scroll past me?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah,
there I go. I go X2.
Yo, Marcio.
Marcio there as well. That list was fun. Staraka was a good time. I would play that up.
I gotta peep the fish list real quick.
Yeah, you guys done well.
We did okay. I lost to the two. This event was really funny. I lost to 2 guys who I'd been practicing with the night before who knew my exact 50. So I was like, well, that's
it was actually tragic. Tom came over and it's like I had a bees matchup. I've finally done the bees. All the practice has helped me. Thank you so much, Johnny. Round pairs, and he's just staring at Johnny. I'm just like, sick.
it's Johnny killed me I think I've said this on the show, but I'll say it again because it's my all-time most humiliating loss in the history. I've played Digimon for 5 years now. It's the worst loss I've ever had in a tournament. I looked like an idiot playing against Johnny Lowe. If there was a camera, I'd never be allowed to play this game again. He was playing Doru Greymon, the limited to 1 X antibody generic secret nightmare. And what he would do, and you might notice down on the bottom right, Yuji Musia, because Yuji tags all the X antibody Bs and gives him infinite card advantage. And what Johnny did to me, God bless him, he's lucky we're friends, is Johnny promoted the Doru Greymon and went, still missing it. And he just passed. And he passed by tucking the ace underneath the level 5. And I was like, oh, well, it's turn 4. There's no way he drew another ace. The deck only ever plays like 1 or 2 copies. Guess what Johnny had both games in his hand to wipe me off the board instantly. Yeah, it was like an advert for counter timing. I was humiliated. But yeah, shout out to Johnny.
Why is Vortextramon in there?
Why is Quartzmon in there?
It's for Quartz is in here to beat Time Stranger because it turns all the blockers sideways.
And it also turns all of the tamers sideways and burns 3.
Yeah, the Vortex is a little bit of a different. That one we couldn't talk him down off of, but apparently it did help him in the Styrakamon matchup.
Vortex is to get massive. Like, it's really interesting because, like, usually whichever Vortex is second or turn player is bigger. Johnny has, like, the unique instance of sometimes being bigger on both turns, but yeah, it's just there. You know, when you put an ace on the board and you don't finish the game, it sometimes helps to be like, I would like you to leave me alone, please.
Yeah. It's like a little helmet for him, a little crash helmet for your B. It's so funny to me how much of this deck, Bees is quite a lot of fun. If people haven't gotten the gist that when we did the set review for 11, that Bees is a deck individually we all kind of liked, especially if Marcio was willing to give it credit as a green deck, that's usually a sign that there's at least something to it. It is so funny how much this deck is like 50-50 split on the effects in security only work if you're a B, but all the inherits, they don't care. You can do whatever you want with them. So like all the 1000 DP inherits that you can just fill your guy with. Yeah, I think I'll have a 12k level 4. That's fine. Good time.
Yeah, very sick list.
Also 6 trainings if you hadn't clocked it there. This is the first time I'd seen 6 trainings do as well. It would be a Johnny deck list to have done it on.
The last 2 trainings I think were a night before adaptation. He took out a rookie for them and he decided that he did not like it. So 6 may be above critical mass. Yeah, I mean, we started talking about Red Hybrid, the deck that can allegedly.
It's done well. I mean, it's done worse than Yellow Hybrid since AD01 has released. I would say on trend if you just look at the raw numbers. But by play rate, this deck is better. And so, like, if you take this deck to an event and you believed in Red Hybrid enough, you are more likely to have converted on Red Hybrid over the last 30 days than you would be on the Yellow Hybrid stuff. Yellow Hybrid has a lot of people that bring it to things and then don't do as well. Whereas this feels like it's Adam mentioned earlier, right? Sometimes when you play a red deck, it's good to just put everybody else on an honest, you've only got so many turns before I beat you up. So this deck gives you that. It kind of simplifies the complex game states down to like, my guy does 2 damage. Can you stop that?
Also, not having to do it off of building a level 6 helps a lot. Being able to start the damage push at level 5 like really speeds the stack up.
Yeah.
Also, the new Aldermon and the Triple Tamer are bonkers good as well.
Yeah.
When they released the Tommy and Koji, what's his name? The blue tamer.
Yeah, Koji.
When they released that, and I was like, oh boy, Hybrid's got a boost. And then they went, what if we did it again? And I was like, Jesus, sure.
It's because JP's on the Koji and the Koichi one. That's why the art is good as. Like, there's such a dichotomy between the red hybrid pieces and the yellow hybrid pieces. Like the yellow hybrid, like the Beowulf and the Trio Tamer for that, they're fine. They're good cards.
Yeah.
The Aldermon having Rush is not normal.
Yeah. I will give this deck like the best credit I think I could ever give a hybrid deck, which is that the independent waves of support in AD1 are the first time I've gone, you know what, maybe Ancient Garurumon might be a good card now. Because I've been telling everyone for years that was a pile of crap.
What's funny, Jambo's been building it, so I was looking at,
shouts to Jambo.
The ancients.
Yeah, I know he bought my old art tamers off.
He actually, that's so funny.
Yeah, the
He gets a new job and now he's Mr. Moneybags.
these ancient, like the ancient Beetle and all these like Ukiyo-e ones are fantastic, but like ancient Garurumon does a thing. Ancient Beetlemon has really impressed me in Yellow
he's like,
Hybrid.
It's like he's in Pokemon Snap and you've got like a low-rated picture out of him.
Oh, I've got all of those up on my wall in a frame.
Yeah, I love
it. You'll have to do like a tour of the artwork and stuff, because I keep hearing that you have like a framed collection.
Oh no, you got to see it on the Twitter every so often.
This is the latest one that is going up.
Oh,
hell yeah.
We've got the Ghost Rare, Ex Machina, and Vortex one. This was so expensive, guys.
Yeah, I can imagine, buddy. That X-Mac ult is one of my favorite arts in Digimon from the last 12 months. It's so nice.
And it was like 80 quid compared to the Vortex one, and I was like, I may as well make it into a frame.
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
This card is still unplayable, by the way.
Yes,
it's got a very specific application in actual Purple Hybrid, and then everything else it does, you could just you can. It's not that it's just terrible, but it is terrible because by playing correctly, the situation where this would help you will never come up. So it's like a Band-Aid, but if you just don't get into an accident, you won't need a Band-Aid.
Yeah, it also just has really underwhelming removal. Like, that was one of the things that like kind of like going through all of them is like, the Digivolve 2 isn't removal, but it's probably good enough, right? Like, you have DP minus on your Beowulf, so like that probably starts as removal. Like Ancient Garus, like,
well, it was annoying when Ancient Kabu worked in bugs. That was what particularly used to piss me off. Was when bugs had Digivolve.
Isn't this shit also a hoodie card?
Yeah, they played it in hoodie as well.
No, it's not. It's not a hoodie card.
I remember when that card spiked for like a week when it was like, oh, you can play in hoodie, and then no one ever did.
Shout out Swang. Shout out Swang. Griefing.
North American metagaming once again, trying to make a quick buck off us European players.
It plays hoodie. You know what else plays hoodie for free? True V1 Ace. Let's play that instead.
Yeah, funny ass cards.
Yes. I want to give a shout out to Darren, came top 16 at Bristol with Imperial, and immediately skyrocketed the prices of the secret rare Imperial from AD01 into the 40-50 pounds range, because it was sitting at 30 and he topped and they went whoof, and I was like, awesome.
Yeah, it was a dominant match on stream as well for the other Imperial that got 33rd. So it's just like such a great showing for AD. But yeah, it's rough out there. I think this card's mad expensive now. Or like and it only honestly the gold one's not too bad considering how hard the other two have spiked.
I have not looked recently. I own one of this card and went, you know what? That's all I'll ever play in Hero, and then never moved past it.
Yeah,
I own one old art that I pulled, and that was it.
It does look so good though.
These things were like £80 like before.
And they're all going up.
Yeah, get your boxes at 81, guys. If you take nothing away,
if you can find any, yeah.
If you learn anything from this first hour of Misplay for Game, it's that you should have some AD01.
Yeah. Can we like reduce the price of the Gallant ones, please? That's
yeah.
Like out of a sea of gold, there's like one typhoon of shit.
I did
a Gallant one.
I did a really big order with some friends to reduce the amount of individual customs and import taxes we'd pay on our order coming from like continental Europe and the EU. And the only cards from our giant 500-pound order of everything we'd ever want that were cancelled were my Gallant ones. So if anyone knows anyone has any Gallant ones and wants to sell them to somebody who will spend too much money on his deck, hit me up. But speaking of the first hour of Misplay, unless there's any other stuff we specifically like to highlight about Bristol, because I feel like, you know, we've talked a lot about how it was a big showing for AD.
I mean, we've already spoken about TS, but I guess we should probably talk about Nyaramon, huh?
Yeah. Nyaramon. It is the best egg in the game, and I don't think it's close. I think something just sort of ticked one day where people were like, "Oh, half of Blinding Ray is pretty broken." But yeah. Although I think it's crazy in this as well, because one of the things I think a lot of people have sort of, I think, missed out on is the flexibility. I'm grateful that Shine as an archetype is tied to Koromon because of the 1-cost evolutions. But like the idea that this is, as an egg is top or bottom of your security, meaning that like, you know, I've seen yellow hybrid Marcus stuff come back off the power of this egg because you can stick the Marcuses in security and then not trash them with your Digi-Egg. So like there was a whole lot of like, oh boy. I mean, I get
Sunrise
that this
Buster
was
coming back also helps that a lot.
Yeah, well, that was why I'd seen the Marcus hybrid stuff. But where Sunrise Buster goes, Marcus Damon will follow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good list as well. A big shout out to the one copy of Ragnarlord on Ace that he did not use the entire event.
If I'd known
really funny,
if I'd known he was bringing it, I would have. Like, I packed a couple of decks because I had like, in case Jambo did well or Kessa did well, I had like full bling for Millennium and stuff on them to trade them for stream matches. If I'd known Ragnar Lordmon was something that I needed to have on me, I would have given him SPs, and if he had an SP, it would have come up. The base rare just doesn't do anything, but it would have also been unreadable. That card sucked.
Well, it's really fascinating because like this was such a cool splash in the pan tech of like, oh well, this is your 4th damage without needing to do any extra committal like lines to it. But then 1 week later, people were like, oh, you know, there's a yellow card that kind of does the same thing. We could just do that.
It's so funny that it's...
Yeah, the High Andromon Ace from the DM set. Because it is essentially the same 1 removal that you need. But not as nice. It's the V3 one with the purple.
Yeah. There. It is so funny that it's an Andromon card as well, because OmniX, French team, UK player, but French team, it's really funny that people's change was to put Andromon, because social media lead for OmniX is the world's biggest Andromon stan. So yeah, propaganda works in mysterious ways.
It's very cool. I think if the tinfoil hat is to be believed, that, you know, from here on out it's like the 2 ban lists a year, you know, 1 in the spring, 1 in the fall, blah blah blah. I think Puppets is good enough right now, and I'm so glad, because we talked about this on the show and got comments that were like, oh well, you guys just know yellow players that are playing it or whatever. It's like, no, like this archetype is clearly well positioned. It is kind of the best version of the like do 1 damage and then do 4 all at once kind of game plan that all the Liberators are good at it.
They're really good
Puppets, at it. Yeah, the reason Puppets is the best at it of all of the Liberator decks is because Puppets gets to play, in some cases, even more emblems than everybody else.
It also can kill you from 5. So like if you're both kind of trying to play chicken and go 4 and 4, it can go, all right, I'll kill you from 5 then.
Yeah, that's true. You do get away with it. But the whole double overclock timing to resolve like 1 memory gain, basically giving you an infinite amount of push. Like Puppets just was sort of it was a ticking time bomb. So it's cool to see it resolve. I think it's funny that it took Worlds for people to really put it on their map. That's just the second time that's happened.
I think it's really interesting as well, because talking to Luke, like this was the list that was winning, but the winner literally said, just play the 6th place list. This is a better list. This, even without Worlds, we would have seen this list come up, because Luke was privy to it before Kurova put it on the map. He was mad that Kurova did well at Worlds, because then everyone was like, oh shit, let's start playing this. Niaro being a BT15 egg is so interesting, because if this was like a BT4 egg, that shit would not say once per turn.
Yeah, back then they were like, whatever, cards can do whatever you need.
No one's gonna burn 2 security. Why would they do that to themselves?
Why would you? That's so much damage to yourself. Are you guys sure?
You want your War Greymon to do that much memory gain?
Well, it's also, you know, back then it would have been like not even an archetype. It would have been, what are you playing? I guess like yellow with an Omnimon somewhere in here.
I would have loved that deck in Lord Nightmon, the Nyaramon, or you mean Trash 1, play out level 3 from my Angelwimon, play out another card, play out a Nightmon. Oh, that would have went nuts.
Yeah, the Nightmare. I mean, it's funny too, because it's the same offenders as well, because this card was the support for the Angelwimon, the Ace back in BT15. So it's a strange coincidence that Angelwimon is always present whenever there's a fire. I'm not saying she's an arsonist, but you know, at a certain point, we gotta ask these questions, guys.
No, Kaguya is unattended. He's got fireworks in the hands, like, ooh, sparkler.
Oh me, oh my.
But yeah, really sick list. It was a super fun regional. The the qualifying match to get into finals was a heartbreaker.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, shout outs to Bushi as well. Very, very talented player, young kid as well. And hopefully we'll see them at more UK events. But yeah, this was super sick. I'm glad we got to put on a show off some stuff. And happily would do it again. Big fan of yapping. I love yapping.
69 episodes of yapping.
Yeah, also shout out to Seb, guy who desperately wanted to play Vanguard for so long. Every single round was like, yeah, I'm 2-0, I'm 3-0, I'm 4-0. I can't wait to play Vanguard for the rest of the season. It's like, that's my go.
I think it's funny too, because Seb is a lot younger than I think people, for a guy who's done as well at so many Digimon events, I think people forget that Seb is like in university, like still quite
I thought
a
it was
young
in
player.
like high school.
Yeah. I thought Seb got the bus from school every week.
Yeah.
No, Seb is he's quite a young player, and he's still a student.
He grew up with Cross Wars.
Yeah, his childhood Digimon season is Cross Wars, which is depressing every time you hear him say it. I know, right? Really not good stuff. But yeah, I think it's cool to see, like, people, there's a lot of talk about, like, getting new folks into the game and stuff. The second place player, this was their first Digimon event ever.
Yes.
Which is just like the coolest story we could have ever had.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so cool.
She got into the game after watching Bristol's coverage last year.
Oh.
And the video game, as I understand it.
Yes, also the video games, but like they were aware of the card game as of Bristol last year.
Yeah.
And then showed up to Bristol this year.
And then
I'm gonna top that event.
Yeah, and then Seb needing to decide, basically having a crisis of what deck to play just to settle on Hoodie and make it work. So it's very cool. I will be dead in the ground the day I stop telling people I'm a fan of UK Digimon, because how can you not get excited about this stuff? It kicks ass. But speaking of kicking ass, or perhaps ass kicking, I just, while I'm looking at a clock that I have a little ring down here on my screen. We did bring Adam on to torture him live with a terrible game show segment. So hypothetically, were I to have a bit ready, this is where it would go.
Yeah, that would be it. I would even like click the start recording. I'm just gonna find this later.
This is funny because they don't know which one of us it is this week.
Yeah, we're actually playing the smoke.
It's a double way mix up.
Which way?
It's actually neither of you, and it's me who has the bit.
What? Tom the guest made a game show?
Yeah, I am gonna push the button that I definitely remember is a keybind, and we are gonna be strapped in for my favorite game. Do you love Digimon? Because I love Digimon. And you know what the best bit about Digimon is? When everyone is mad about the decisions that have been made in front of them when we have coverage. So we're going to play a very special game today. For those of you that don't know how it works, I'm going to play a clip. And that clip is going to result in these two players going head to head. And one of them is going to push out of raising and try and send the other one to super hell and kill them. And you have a very, very, very simple question. Are they going to succeed in their mission and destroy them? Or is the person going to make it out alive? Is it going to be lethal, or is this living? This is a live game show that not just Adam and our other guest Tom are going to be forced to play, but you and the audience get to play as well. So if you head over to twitch.tv/KnTElixar, you can play live using monocoins, the free channel points there, and you can partake in some gambling. If you're watching on YouTube, recommend heading over to Twitch. You can hit follow, and it will give you some monocoins as a way to play from hitting the follow there. We're going to play quite a few rounds today, and there's a lot of money that is potentially going to change hands. I think last time we played, someone in this call lost like 26k. But
yeah, Tom, how did that go?
Yeah, listen, I'm not at liberty to discuss. I'm on clear in extremely repetitive stakes that I think this game show for me and Marcio, who I think is really funny that this is his week off, by the way.
Yeah,
really cool trick of him. Yeah, this is like a saw trap that they put us in, and really, like, no matter what, guys, we have to remember we're all in this together. Andrew is a psychopath. He wants us to be worse as people. He wants to see the world burn. The things he does to us here are, I mean, really, they should be sanctioned, but we, for now, are trapped.
Yes.
Good luck, everybody.
As a reminder, the house always wins. So just some ground rules. If this is your first lethal or living, welcome. we have a couple of rules here. If someone scoops because, you know, they've made the unbreakable board and it's clear that the game is over, that is not lethal. I need someone to take direct damage. If, you know, maybe someone was foolish enough to leave an ace overflow body and they get immediately taunted and turn skipped, we in the fighting game community call that an OTG. We're going to call that a cheeky little reset, and we're going to count it. So maybe if you get to take 2 turns back to back thanks to overflow, that counts. If they get milled out and deck out, will it mill? Will it kill? It's all the same thing. We'll allow that one as well. But basically, if it doesn't kill or doesn't mill, it does not count. Be mad about it in the comments when you lose all of your things. And if you're watching this on YouTube as a VOD later, consider joining us live next time that we play Lethal or Living. Tom, you should probably ping the server to let people know that it's
already done, big dog.
Oh,
get in there. We're making the people make some moves. I want to get out ahead of this. Tom and Adam, we've been buds for a little while. If by the end of this we're all completely deranged cavemen, I would understand he is an evil manipulator of a man.
What was that? What was that image that just flashed up on screen? What was it?
That's even more concerning, Adam. That's his desktop wallpaper, which means he's queuing up the clips.
Yeah, that means people are in trouble.
That means there's even more. There's actually another curtain to peer behind. It's just curtains all the way down.
Excellent.
All right. So
so I ask every time I do this, you still will give us the format and the year or whatever, right? So it's like if it's BT17, you'll tell us like that expansion or whatever.
I'll give you the format. If I remember it.
Oh, cool. That's fine.
This one, for the audio listeners to this very visual game, this is Hoodiemon versus
Spotify. We appreciate
Growlmon. And
probably, it looks like a Gallon.
It looks like a Gallon. There's a Gallon X in trash, and it's a red Digi-Egg.
Yeah, so we're gonna have the Hoodiemon player pushing out and trying to clear 4 security. And this is, I think this was EX11. Not
EX11. It was this previous format.
Maybe
this looks like 23.
This could
looks
be,
like 23.
Yeah, if that's the actual Toei copyright, Akashio Hongo copyright. So I'm assuming this is like a large regional.
This was very large.
This looks like finals.
Yeah, I was gonna say this could be Latin America finals last year, right?
This is definitely pre-ban list because, well, I'm assuming it's Hoodie Loop.
Oh yes, good spot. There's a Terriermon in that inheritable.
Are people ready to see the?
No, just start assuming and let us start watching. That's what I think.
Real. Yeah.
All right, so we are going to hatch. We are on 1. We're going to go to 3 off the double Jutose. And we are going to start. So before anything happens...
It starts on the first action of the turn.
Does that count? They've not pushed out. Does that even count?
They hatch.
They're already on board.
They hatch.
Oh, yeah, actually, yes. Where's the rules lawyer? Adam is right. There was no promote this turn.
Okay, raising phase. Once the raising phase is done, we start. So,
changing the rules once we started, let's see.
Well, you know, I haven't done one of these in a while.
It's a saw trap, Adam. This is what I'm saying.
I haven't done one of these in a while. We have started the main phase, and I've even given you the first action. Fellas, what do we think is going to be the outcome of this first clip of the day?
I know exactly where this is going already, right? This Hoodiemon has barrier. It's going to swing for 2 checks with Alliance. There is no way it's going to die to security. Crimson Blaze has to come out and stop the opponent dead in their tracks. That is the only way this goes wrong.
And? Do you think it's going to go wrong?
I think it's living. I think it gets sacked.
All right, interesting.
The only reason I'm saying that is because I vaguely remember that this match infuriated me.
When I did my prep for the show, I'm going to go on the assumption that this, based on Adam and Tom saying something similar to what I was thinking, that this is finals. Because if they both said it, and I was kind of worried about that being finals, I did prep for the show around this tournament. So I know there was at least one good hoodie placement. Whether or not it was the hoodie player on stream at round 3 that made it all the way up is an entirely different question. And for the audio listeners who really, you guys just gotta bite the bullet and watch the YouTube sometimes. at the start of this clip, they did have the card select little view, you know, when they like show the art asset of the card, they did have Crimson Blaze on the screen very briefly. So I'm going to choose to imagine that as Schrodinger's gun, or sorry, not Chekhov's gun. Schrodinger's cat's a different thing. I'm going to imagine that as Chekhov's gun and say that, like Tom said, there is a Crimson Blaze, but it will not matter because there will simply be too much extension in pre-list hoodie. And I think this is going to be lethal. I think this is probably one of those clips that was like, the commentators can't believe that on turn 3, it was a game over. But I'm going to regret this in 5 minutes. You know how this game works.
All right, Adam, what do you think?
I'm going to go deeper. I'm going to analyze the player, Alex. Let's take a look at their board state and what they've actually got in play. They're playing using Dragon Shield sleeves, but they're using the 2021 Digimon card game DigiEgg sleeves. Now, this means that they've either been playing for some time or they've got a lot of money. They're also wearing a smartwatch, which is not an Apple Watch, but it looks to be one of the new Samsungs. So they've got a little bit of money, but they're not playing max rarity. So they've come to the tournament and they know what they're doing. I think that this guy has lethal based on his bare basic deck appearance and watch alone. I think he knows what he's playing with. I think he's got lethal on board.
If this works, the entire game has changed.
I think there's some because you'd expect like a min rarity player to have at least like one alt art, just like they pulled
the
it
one
off
they pulled, right? Yeah.
Pack. Yeah. The fact we haven't seen that means
this guy buys
me,
singles.
Is that they're having really bad luck and it's only going to continue.
Oh my god, no, hang on though. Adam's right. The Terriermon that I spotted in the source under Hoodiemon is the box topper Terriermon.
Good spot. That's
might the full
edge
art frame one, yeah.
All right.
Oh man. Chess is living. I'm gobsmacked, guys.
Yeah,
you think Andrew starts this bit for the first time in 5 months and he's like, you know what? We're gonna show you a big old goose egg. You crazy.
I would never.
He's like Caesar at the Colosseum. He wants someone to die.
All right. Well,
it doesn't have to be the first person.
Submissions have closed, so I can tell you that the audience, who will be represented under my name tag, believe that the person in this clip is going to fumble lethal, and Diego is going to make it out of this alive. So we're actually going to send it in. We're going to have the Hoodiemon go, and we're going to bounce back Chitose to give us Chitose.
Oh wait, play the Chitose again? That's crazy.
Well, that's crazy. How does he do it?
Yeah, Sokuri had one in hand.
What a coincidence.
Oh, gonna get
gosh,
Ricky in the back.
That's a nice training.
Yeah, that's clean. That's an option out of
It's
security.
not a Crimson Blaze, but it's a nice training.
Ooh, look, Shakomon. This is pre-limit, so we could see 4 of these. Gonna revert down. Yep, it is looking kind of loopish. Wow, back goes Chitose. Wow, I love that I love that he goes through his hand only to put the Chitose back. And there's
But wait.
And Grav Crush.
There is still an out to this.
Oh, we've got a Blinding Ray in hand. Not gonna lie, when I checked this clip, I don't remember seeing the Blinding Ray. I have no idea how this clip ends.
You Blinding Ray player at your level 5 DNA D Digivolve swing, right?
Yeah, you'd think that.
So he needs I don't think he has another shack. Oh
no, there's one there.
He does have a shack, yeah.
Yeah, this is this seems free as hell.
This might have been why it was infuriating me.
No! No!
That is where this clip ends.
My prediction skills have went down the toilet. I will never emotionally recover from this trauma.
Well, some people are about to never financially recover from this trauma either, because that is our first prediction.
Everyone in chat, I let you down. I'm so sorry.
I'm staring at lethal in hand. How do I? I guess I'll play a case.
Can we just go through his hand if we can and just see if he did have lethal?
Yeah, can we just reset this for a second?
Yeah,
I'm so shocked. I could have done this one. And it's not like round 3, you've spent 8 hours playing Digimon, right? Like, you might be about to go to lunch.
Yeah,
does he have... He just needs the Angemon, that's all he needs.
He needs like a 4. He needs another 4.
I don't know.
Well, I think... can you go back a little further? Because he draws off the... There's Blinding Ray at the top. Oh, sorry, this is the passing the turns. That's fine. Because I think I can see a green border, but I can't tell if that's another hoodie, which obviously is too expensive.
Yeah,
or
so this was
there's
the
something
turn that
else.
started. Okay, so the Seedramon was one of them. That was the first 4.
Draws a Palmon.
The top card is Pyldramon.
Yeah.
Even if you draw, if you've got the Palmon and stuff in hand, you can drop it to search, find your level 4, Digivolve for 2. You're still fine.
Goes into a shot, draws a Keisuke, adds the Chitose.
Yeah,
He does have an Angemon. I've just seen it. He has an Angemon.
Well,
not
that's
that,
what
not that one. There's
yeah,
another one
it
in his
died to
hand.
Crimson Blaze. So
Are
I
you
wonder
sure
if that
there's
was.
another one in there?
I think that
I'm
might
almost certain, like towards the back of his hand, is it? Oh no, sorry, Hoodiemon. That was a Hoodiemon. It was 7.
Hoodiemon.
Sorry.
No,
Okay.
he doesn't have another 4.
Yeah, he had to drop
Oh.
the Gotsu. Yeah, he actually had to drop Gotsu and send it.
Did he have a Gotsu in hand?
Yeah, it was towards the left side of it.
Yeah,
has,
he's got a Palmon. Not a Palmon. Yeah, he's got a Gotsu.
yeah,
I'm
he has a
quite sure he
Gotsu.
didn't play it. Yeah, in that situation, like, surely you would just. Well, I mean,
it's possible he just chickened out because, like, yeah, like, choking
he's
to 1.
staring at Growlmon plus boost next turn, right? If he. But then I would still probably look to try and kill from that position. But then if you're needing to use Blinding Ray for that, then you're
Yeah.
all right.
It's a funny one. That is where that first clip ends. So that was from the LATAM regional, the LATAM finals, the Sangnam
Oh,
one.
good call from Adam and Tom there. That was like, you guys clocked that shit in like 1 second. That was crazy.
Well, it's Latin American names plus the Digimon World Championship logo. You don't tend to see
that's
that
true,
at
yeah.
originals.
Good point.
All right. So I need to go to a very specific timestamp. Yeah, we're about to do our next one.
Oh, that's great. I couldn't watch the stream. I was running the event, so I can play this one.
You know what? This is perfect. So we are exactly where we need to be. Let me just.
It's a little bit off center.
Yeah, let me make this a bit more. Windows Media Player. This is the downside to me having not uploaded these to YouTube yet. I will fix that. But here is our clip. We have from the Bristol regional.
Bees.
I spoke him into existence.
Yeah,
here
we
tonight,
have
folks.
Bees versus TS. This was one of the most frustrating matches to watch, truly, of all time. But now we're trying to frustrate everyone in the call and everyone in the audience as we are going to resolve the Minervamon, which is going to play a Homeroast, and then we're going to have the Digivolve down of a Queen Bee down to a Waspmon, and we'll play presumably a Searcher from tapping the Homeroast and give us our Searcher. So I'm going to up flip, and we get to start the Bee's turn.
There's Neptune and the Link option taken to hand. So there's no like counter timing anything we've seen so far.
Yeah, so we're going to draw for turn, and we are at the start of the raising phase. So, fellas.
They've got a 5 memory and 2 trainings on board, so they can comfortably make their level 6. They've got 3 face-up secure. Stop flashbanging me with your background. This is a distraction tactic. They've got 3 face-up security, so if they have Tiger Vespa, they're doing a lot of checks. TS has their face-up central. Is that Central Town? I can't.
That is Central Town.
Yes.
That's Central Town,
they've
yeah.
got Central Town, so something level 5-ish or better is getting played off of that if that gets hit.
It's level 4 or lower.
Level 4 or lower. This is a difficult one. And the fact that you've told me that this is already really, really frustrating, I want to say living.
No, you can't let him influence you. When he tells you these things, that's him being.
Never lie to you.
He could have had nothing to say. He could have had Marcio casting this one. We have no idea.
But is this also the double psychology? We've just had a living. Is it time to have a lethal? I can't psychoanalyze everything because as I've proven, that doesn't work.
If you do that to yourself, you're just gonna get caught, and you're gonna keep
play
going
his game.
One
and then that's gonna be the wrong decision. And
one
I should have
additional bit of context is I actually did get out the 6 clips, and then I realized I had ordered them in a way, so I actually changed the order. Then, because I did not prep this section correctly, immediately broke the order. So any psychological games I would have been playing have been thrown out of the window due to my own being bad at running shows.
Oh, I mean, what level 4 lore are you going to play out that's going to be impactful on AD01? That's not going to do too much.
I can think of one.
The Garurumon's like the most influential,
It's
right?
Guru. It's 100% Guru. That drops the lethal.
I don't know. Listen, I've been around the bush. There's two things here. I think we're thinking about what does Time Stranger do well. But what we're not thinking of is what does Bees not do well enough. Bees is really good at finding its lethal line, but it needs to do it based on, I think it was at 4 security. It's 1 face up and 3 face down.
No,
1, 2, 3.
Sorry, the Bees have 5 security, 3 face up.
Oh, sorry.
The Time Stranger player has 3 face down, 1 face up. Is that right?
Yeah, so it's 4 security.
So Bees can do 4 damage plus a lethal hit, but it needs 4 unsuspends, and it only has 3.
It gets 1 more. The Tiger Vesper puts something face up into.
Oh.
Also, Royal Base is something that he can just play. Like
Royal Base is currently visible in his hand.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought about Royal Base.
Yeah,
so like the training is the 2 memory he'd need to spend, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, does he have the Tiger Vespa in hand? That's also the question.
I can see a Tiger
Yeah, I think Vespa. I see it next to his thumb, but that could be the foil on the card. I can't tell for sure.
Yeah.
I can see a little bit of what I think is red, but I'm also colorblind, so who knows what I can see.
I will give you that
is it gray?
That is an ace in hand, yes.
Gray. Cheers, Tom.
All right. So audience is locked in. They have to deal. They are currently locked in on lethal. They are not betting against Johnny, which are valid, honestly. But there are some people that are trying to pick up that Central Town wins this. Fellas, what say you?
I'll jump on the train track here, Andrew. Me and chat have a history in this game where we can never co-align. No matter how bad I try to be the hero of the people, it's not my role here in Lethally Living. It's simply not meant to be. And for the greater benefit of society, it would be right for me to lose. And so I must say it's living. Johnny simply fumbles this one, not because of the game, not because of any kind of like strategic decision-making part of this matchup, but because karmically, these 2 players knew that they were going to be clipped for Lethal Living in 4 more weeks, and it would be unsalvageable for that to be too predictable.
I let chat down with my psychoanalyst BS last round, so I am going to put my fate in their hands, and I believe that they are saying lethal, so I will join them and I will side with them and also say lethal.
What do you think, Tom?
Tom, my friend of many years, come hang out in the dork corner where we watch chat have all the fun.
The problem is I was about to join you on it being living, but I just remembered Bees does have access to security burn. Level 5 inherit.
Oh shit! Yeah,
so
they can avoid checking. They don't have to check Central Town.
In theory, John, I don't know how he would do it here though.
He doesn't have the collision.
Is there enough bodies on board?
Hornet Eraser.
Oh,
is there enough bodies on board for Quartz if he doesn't?
There's currently Homeros and 3 bodies.
No, there's not enough for Quartz.
Yeah, so that is.
I think it's living. I think it's living, but there's an inkling in my mind that Johnny has found a way to make this lethal.
Both the Toms think it's living. Adam, trusting in
Murder
chat.
does make them all blockers, but Tiger Vespa's just going to bounce it.
Yeah, let's find out. Is Tiger Vespa going to bounce it? We're going to... Is Tiger Vespa sending it? So we are going to evolve Rookie in the back, and this Waspmon that was left.
The one extra card matters.
We're going to Treadmill Training to evolve one of our Digimon into a black Digimon.
Oh, no!
Johnny!
As a reminder, we saw Johnny's list earlier in the podcast.
People come up to me at events and tell me that because I said this card could come off the ban list, never, that I'm crazy. But look what he's doing with it.
Yep. So Doro Greymon is a black X antibody, and so is the rest of the bees, meaning we can black training to give us Doro Grey, and we can go 2 checks.
It's still not lethal yet, but it's either going to come down to Central Town or an option.
Well, so
I don't think he has protection.
This is.
Well, did he get Doro Greymon trigger? There's the thing that would matter.
Second check. First check. Second check, and that is game. There are no level 4s to play in this version of list. This list is on only Agiomons.
Oh my god, it's the Mega Zoo. I forgot.
The Central Town was a giveaway there. The Central Town replaces all of the level 4s in the list in order to prioritize searching.
See, in my mind, if I'm playing a Central Town and I'm not running level 4s that sack my opponent, I just wouldn't.
It's to win the mirror, right? Because it makes your 6s bigger than their 6s.
Yes. Also, any 4 that pops out of security, in theory, is a blocker, so you don't need the suspend on the thing. And also, Johnny is Lisan Al Gaib. Never bet against him ever.
This is true.
He did lose this set.
Well, this is what happened to my resistances. No, I can't believe that I joked about how he Dora Greymon'd me earlier and forgot that Johnny played Dora Greymon in the Bees deck at this event. I don't know where my brain goes. I think it's like a fight or flight response. I see the logo at the top of the screen and become like panicked.
Yeah, so this set was really frustrating because Johnny bricked all 3 games. This was from a brick.
To win game 2.
That was a brick. She overextended with that, and then Johnny killed her into the sun with voodoo magic. Well, in this clip, you can hear me, like, I'm actually just despairing that entire time, and I go, that was a lot of memory to pass. And he makes the Dora Greymon, and I provide no useful commentary for the rest of the clip and just start cackling.
Excellent.
So that is clip number 2. So congratulations to Adam and chat who correctly bet on the greatest horse to do it of all time, Johnny Lowe. And we're going to stick with Bristol because, you know, I think it's done a lot of psychic damage. So we're just going to switch the clip over, and we are going to head to...
Oh god, I didn't watch any of day 1.
Me neither.
This is...
Oh god.
30...
Well, chat's gonna know. Chat watched... You probably watched this live on this channel, chat. I know your game.
They may not have. So we're just going to quickly pass over, because apparently this is... Yes, we're going to pass over with Kaguya. We're going to unsuspend. Crimson Blaze is going to fade. We're going to draw for turn. And we are, of course, going to push out. And I am going to push out a very important question to all of y'all. Can we find lethal from this position at all?
Curse you, Luke, for using yellow please. I can't count your security.
This is 3 security.
Oh,
we have 1 card in deck and 3 bodies on board. This is TS again.
They're also about to gain what I assume is free memory, but maybe 2, depending on how they resolve their cards.
True.
I mean, I might just be being very basic, but can you not just swing 3 times and then play Marukimon for game?
If one of them dies, Kaguya shoots another one.
Yes, all of these rookies. Yes. None of them have jamming. Oh, okay, one of them has jamming.
One of them has jamming.
Also, in theory, if a promo Shushumon was to pop out of security, that represents 2 blockers under Kaguya.
Yeah, you do have Abyss Sanctuary as well.
One of the things I've come to learn about playing against puppets in AD as a format is that it's really important to count the discard or any kind of publicly available resources they've revealed to you. Like if, for example, there's a high chance that their security is full of delay cards that don't have DP. And I don't see any in the discard there. So I think if you're Miguel K99, I think you might think that there could be a bunch of them in security. Whether or not that's enough to give you an indicator, I don't know. But
I'm trying to see the inheritors on the Kaguyamon if they're running the trash card in the attack.
Yes, we have an end of attack.
One of them is delete end of attack. So that's another thing as well. They can delete a Sendril end of attack, then pop another body.
I am not good at this game.
Yeah, so we've got a couple of cards in trash. Again, this is a very long game with 30 minutes into the first game. So yeah, we've drawn a lot of cards. We've seen a lot of things. Salty Mandarin has attempted to kill Miguel several times. And honestly, this entire set was several lethal or living clips. I just picked my favorite one out of all of them.
But why would it be your favorite? What would make it your favorite, I wonder?
Yeah, what would make it my favorite? That is a very good question.
Is it like a profound floundering right at the end where somebody does something so like karmically unlucky that it required you to put it on the internet twice?
It is entirely possible that I would be doing that because I have given you all of the necessary information currently at this stage in the game.
I mean, can they potentially go into Selfimon to clear the Kaguya off the board?
You've read my mind.
They'd have to make, they'd have to make AD01 for 2, then DNA.
Well, they're gonna have 5 in a minute, right? Because surely if you're looking at lethal, 5 or excuse me. So they're gonna have enough memory to push out and pop off here. My assumption, it feels like this looks like, because the other thing is we're not even counting that Dan Kanan is the damage without needing to keep turn to like do the final hit. So like if any of these TS Digimon live, you get another punch. So for me, I think the odds seem okay. The odds seem okay for this to be lethal.
How does Selfimon read? Is it -5 pop and 8?
-5 pop a 7. I think it's 12,000.
Right.
Like,
so
the total range of threat is 12,000.
Yeah. So Kaguya would just divert the deletion by popping the central, and then you get the same kind of well.
But you would get your body back because the sort of half partition effect.
Well,
it would just clear
the free. It would just shoot.
Oh, that's true too. That's true as well.
But what that would mean is that they don't get the attack negate. But at that point, you would then have to show Neptune, which is 2 checks and suspend 2 checks, or Maruki for that matter.
So
it really does come down to Adam saying, "Yeah, just swing all the guys and have Maruki."
Yeah, chat seems to think that something's going to go poorly here.
No, listen, chat. You can't be right every time. None of us are right every time.
I've not committed to a lethal yet. This was lethal.
All right.
Well, this is terrible news because I was about to say lethal, and in doing so, I'm certainly condemning my friend Tom to failure. But unfortunately, the bits write themselves.
Join me, brother.
Yeah, lethal seems. There's just no. This would not be. This clip. If Andrew gave away the nugget of information that we would have missed, which is that this was a 30-minute game 1, and it was just like an absolute slap fest where like clearly Miguel is surviving on 1 security for a prolonged period of time. We're supposed to intuit that this was a hard-earned win, right? So this feels like the kind of thing that would be like a narratively satisfying lethal push.
Yeah, you could.
Then what do you think?
What do you think, Adam?
I don't know.
This is
horrendous, isn't it?
I don't want all of us to be against chat, but at the same time,
chat can be wrong. They're allowed to be wrong.
Chat are wrong all the time, Adam.
No,
have you been in Misplay, chat?
No, chat are my friends. Chat. I love you. Okay. I don't
chat,
know.
I hate you.
Chat, tickets for Rotherham are on sale now.
Yeah, tickets for Rotherham are organised play.events. Please buy your tickets and come and say hello. I love all of you. I want to say lethal, to be honest. I think TS can do some shenanigans to get out of it.
All right. So I want you to know that only 11 points, 11 mono coins are on lethal right now. So someone is trying to make bank. Shall we find out?
It's me.
All right.
If he swings that Tapermon in, I'm going to jump.
Well, you never know.
Wait, sorry. I've just spotted there's a really little deck on Saltimander inside.
That was one of the pieces of information that I did mention.
Oh, no.
But like...
Well, it wouldn't be there's no way it's a mill out. You can't force a draw. You can't force a draw.
Are you sure about that?
Oh my god, the training from security. Sorry, the emblem from security could be a draw.
It's entirely possible. Hey, you never see the white hybrid come through?
I was gonna say, where are we going with this? Resolve cards.
He's choosing the order on the memory gain.
Yeah, he's choosing the order on the memory gain.
It's obvious. Go to 6 and draw a card.
Yeah, these boys were thinking. That was we have
not actually considered that the opponent just misplays and just didn't gain any memory.
Yeah, they could just fumble this.
Yeah, we're talking like all
any tamer hitting security, the Mirai forces a search and take.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Emblem.
How many cards are actually in Luke's deck?
One.
It looks like less than 2.
If it's 1,
I don't know. I don't know if it's 1 or he's really neatly stacked it.
He's only got 1. He's only got 2 tamers out. Is that a tamer?
Yes, he's got Purple Mirai and the old Mirai.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on 1.
We've gone to 6 memory.
He's on 1 card. Okay. Well then. if he hits a security and it's
Well, yeah, this one is one of those ones. It was mostly just like, how long would it take you guys to really clock that was a thing? So we're gonna start spending some memory. We could make Sylphimon. That was one of the things we said about.
Yeah.
Also diversifies your levels, I guess. We're gonna swing jamming.
No, you fool! Actually, this is fun.
Thinking about it, and we're gonna take the whoa.
There's no way.
Ooh, that's a liberator. Ooh, this is a mandatory pickup. And yeah.
Well, that made things easier, huh?
Yep.
I'm rich. I am rich, chat. I cooked you. I've been against you this whole time.
Yep. That's yeah, this one was my funniest one because after all of these Lethal Living clips, it ends on a mandatory deck pickup.
The Dawn Red Scar when it's time to collect taxes.
I had 17 channel points. I now have 3,000. So thanks very much for that.
Beautiful. Can you imagine being in that position of like, oh man, I'm really struggling to find my lethal line here. I'm gonna do a bit of chip and I win the game.
Yeah, they were both just like, wow, what an anticlimactic end.
I cannot. This is a terrible segment.
Oh, it gets worse. Now
no, the next clip isn't the same game. There's no way.
It's the same match, and now we're sitting on 420. We got 30 seconds left.
Is that an official token?
This was This was after they rolled back the token rule for Bristol because they kind of fucked us. That is token.
Is that token legal? Is that token allowed? At my Digimon regionals?
Is that a Sky Striker token?
Yeah.
What terrible news.
I have terrible news for you. You have to figure out whether Luke is going to be subjected to misfortune twice in one set. Because now he is about to start his combo turn as he's going to push out. And I'm going to ask you, we're really mixing up the types of Lethal Livings now. Can he kill him?
What's the shiny card?
Yeah, the one that is like just pure white light.
I want to say it's Venus. Let's take a quick
no,
look.
Venus is up there.
Your guess is as good as... Nope, that's a second Minerva. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so it's a Minerva. We're going to push this out and we're going to pause here. He has 30 seconds plus 5 minutes of overtime.
Oh, that's
Can he kill him in that much time? This isn't like a what's going to happen. It's like, does he have enough time to finish this game?
I hate this.
Hold on, I'm logging into TCG Plus right now. I'm going to check the win record. Yeah, see what happens.
Lethal Living is Andrew's attempt to create like a perfect brain prison for people on the internet. It's what he like gets up in the morning when he knows he gets to make a Lethal Living clip. Andrew gets to like devise a cruel torture, and for there to be the first ever failed lethal because the time runs out. That's not happened on the show before.
Yeah, no, this one's a new one.
But that's gonna take 5 minutes or 3 turns, though, right?
Yes, Tom.
Does he have 5 minutes or 3 turns?
Welcome back to Sicko Town. Lethal Living.
I'm sorry, but like no amount. If this clip takes 5 minutes to finish,
I want to remind you that this is double Minerva plus Venus plus there is a face up.
So I appreciate that there's a lot to deal with there, but like this is purpose. They're just gonna belligerently blast through whatever comes their way. They have 3 emblems on board.
This is game 2 in the set. Miguel is up 1 after that deck out that we saw a couple of minutes ago. This is Luke trying to take a draw in the final day of Swiss.
Like, you've got 18 million blockers out. Half of those level 6s kill something if they leave the field, or the Venus one's just going to start talking your guys into security for
2
you.
security, maybe 3 security. What's to say?
Like, this ain't happening, Chief. I've
plucked something. Sorry, random thought is. I know most people are supposed to put their security out, so like closest to your opponent is the top security.
That is the bottom security.
That is the bottom security. That isn't Venus hasn't shuffled a card below it.
Correct. That is the bottom security.
Okay.
Is Puppets running Doru Greymon?
It's on 4
They
Uko.
are running Namakemon.
Namake 4 Uko, some number of CLs. This guy is trying to kill you, but does he have enough time to kill you? That is the question.
This is lethal. This is lethal. I am a Luke believer. I'm a Luke stan. He has this.
This is terrible. I mean, I can't. Chad, I've done this Ding Dong podcast for like 2 years now, and let me tell you, like, the dark heart of who Andrew is relishes the idea that he's going to make us watch a 5-minute clip. Like, it would make him exceedingly happy.
I am going to speed it up.
Yeah. It's, we're entertainers here. You're not going to ruin the show.
Yeah.
But like, the idea that you could watch somebody flounder for 5 minutes is very in character. Chat, I'm not going to say no. See, chat says lethal. This is the problem, chat, is that you believe that there's good in him, but there is no good in him. He's trying to do something to us here. We need to have a rank line. We need to you need to find a line in the sand, man. What are you willing to put up with today? And I'm not willing to put up with this. This is absolutely not lethal. I know chat thinks they get your game, Andrew, but I know what you're doing.
All right, well, let's find out. We're going to speed up from 1.5.
It's so bad. It's 7 memory. It's 7 memory. It's 1 billion damage. It's overclock in archetype, and none of that will matter.
All right. Ooh, these dice change a lot of information. 4 of these bodies cannot suspend.
You are a bastard.
That's not my fault. They put it down after.
No. Don't give me that.
That's not my fault.
I warned you, Tom. I warned you, chat.
That is the player's fault. This
He's
is why in
not on
day
your
2.
side.
Day
This
2.
is fine. This is fine. This is still fine.
Him.
Yeah, so we got Karakuru. Karakuru is gonna play Shumon. Shumon's gonna get searching.
Is he gonna deck himself out again? That would be hilarious.
That would be
so funny.
Well,
hit for 0. It's fine.
Yes,
We're gonna go a gajillion wide as well. Oh, he doesn't have enough tokens. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, no.
Bro, look at all those Yu-Gi-Oh tokens.
So we're gonna try and kill Venus. We succeed.
Yeah.
Fun fact: those Yu-Gi-Oh tokens are still actually not legal, even by the rollback rules. They have to have the information of the card stated on them.
So what you're saying is this is actually living and completed.
We're in overtime, by the way.
Yeah, we are in overtime. Nebulous amount of overtime. We're going to Digivolve down.
That's fine.
And we do get a search. We're going to waste some more time. We're going to Karakuru. Let's pop one of these bodies.
That search was Garurumon, so that if the security gets checked, the Garurumon can come down. Not that that matters for overclock.
We are already sideways. We're just going to get more tokens.
Oh my god.
He has so many. Yep. And then down comes the thing. We're going to Digivolve. And then we're going to...
He has the third one.
We're going to suspend. We're going to check his trash. We're going to... Blinding Ray, why not?
No, you're not
Kaguya, and then Kaguya is going to turn into Nyabu. Nyabu is going to play a body. We're going to clear the last, and then we are going to have to...
No. That's not enough.
Yeah, that is not enough. So we're going to make 10 million dudes, but this is going to be the scoop in OT. He does not have enough time or enough damage to secure the kill. So
I warned you, chat.
Yeah.
I'm you know the bit in Avengers where it's like they like I lead them to the treasure I cannot obtain. I tried to help you, chatters. I did. I promise. But can't make deals with Andrew. He's out to get you.
Yeah, we've got 2 more clips.
He made you think about that. He made you watch somebody place 17 puppets on the board, and what is that? 8 tokens?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Oh dear God! I know that carpet.
It's a hugely wide one. We're just gonna quickly check and see. This needs to. Why did I not write down the timestamp for this one? Fuck. It is. That's too much security.
This is a crazy way to find a lethal living clip.
You know what?
Let's tip a little bit.
Yeah, we'll course correct. We'll do the other clip. This one's nice and easy to find. This one is from day 2 of the Bristol Regional.
Oh, look at those handsome young men.
And we're going to get rid of them. Send them into the sky. This is too far into the clip. We need to be 5 minutes. We need to be...
Miguel's back at it again.
5 minutes and 9.
It clearly worked out well for Miguel.
Right, yes.
But Adam, even him showing you Miguel again should be he's red herrings all the way down.
No, I would never scam you twice in a row unintentionally.
4 Tamers and Spirit Evolution is scary.
Yeah,
this is
pretty
game
scary.
1.
5 tamers? No.
Are there any dice that are going to come down miraculously, Andrew, that are going to tell us what can suspend and what can't?
From my understanding, everything here can go face. We have 5.
I don't see Venus.
One.
So that's 5 security.
That is 5 security.
Wait, is it not 6 security?
It might be 6. I feel like this.
There's like
this
a weirdly high up one.
That's 5.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's definitely 5.
Okay, we'll go with 5 security. There's currently
Red
no
Hybrid
blockers.
has 1 security.
1 security at the moment.
Yeah.
Cool.
And the cool gold AD01 Koromon that I'm very jealous of. That's hype.
So now you may be wondering which player. I mean, it's probably pretty obvious from the fact that this didn't kill. We are going to be passing turn with. Oh look, Minervamon. So we're gonna play Homeros and then Homeros.
Giving Red Hybrid that much memory is.
Yeah, we're gonna
great.
pass over a lot of memory. And what are we gonna play down? We are going to play down TommyNT anytime now.
Can I call a judge for slow play here?
There do be a judge watching, but
can I call myself for slow playing?
all right, we tapped it, so I'm assuming we're gonna send it. Whilst he figures that out. All right.
Okay, just playing.
Yeah, that's the safe thing to do if you don't think you're dying this
So
turn. Which is an indicator, by the way.
Yeah, we're gonna draw, and I'm gonna move this off screen to try and find where this is supposed to start, and y'all are gonna have to deal with this. Fellas, the timer has started.
Is the prediction up?
The prediction is going up in a second. What do you think is going to be the outcome of Red Hybrid with 5 memory, 4 tamers and a spirit evolution, and 5 security to take out?
I have just noticed, by the way, Adam and Tom, united front with me here for a moment, gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
There are 48 minutes on the clock.
Yeah,
So this is maybe turn 5. I know the thing to say here is that we all go, well, Red Hybrid, if any deck could hit somebody that hard that quick, it makes sense, right? But if it had been working, Miguel wouldn't be at 5 security. So clearly something's gone wrong here. We probably don't have 4s or something. Like there's a lot of tamer cards, and we can see a rookie in trash, but I don't even think there's a level. I think that's a Goonimon under the trio tamer.
I think that might be Aldermon.
Under the trio tamer. I'm just not seeing a lot of level 4s in rotation.
Yeah, I think this is an Aldermon, and it's a Flamon underneath the dual tamer.
Yeah, this looks like the rare evil living twist where Andrew shows you a board that looks strong, but we don't know it's been a brick the whole game.
Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said as well that the egg was hatched during Miguel's turn, which means he has
there was no 3
rookie.
either. Yeah.
So he's going to get 1 draw at the least from the trio tamer, and a cost. He can 0 cost Evo with with both the twos. Actually, to be fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
And all of the TS guys are also blockers as well.
Yes.
And if they kill the Minervamons, is that a Minervamon?
Yeah.
One Minerva and then 2 rookies.
The tamer's getting de-digivolved back down to being a tamer again.
Right. So if it's Aldermon, that's not getting the end of turn effect to pitch draw 2, play a tamer, right?
Yeah. So.
Nor will it check a security for any of the security effects.
Unless the Aldermon is small enough that the Minerva blocking does not kill it.
We also know that Red Hybrid does not run blockers. It is as red aggro can get.
Mm-hmm.
I would be comfortable blocking every single hit possible and then pushing out next turn to swing for game with a Patamon and a Maruki or something like that. I just block out as many hits as possible because you can only pop so much when you go up the stack for the first time. So I don't think he's got it, to be honest. But what do you guys think?
I think I'm with you here because I think the problem as well, while I mentioned earlier, right? Like this is the sort of board where it looks strong, but there's clearly something I'm not seeing right away. There are just simplified game state down to its bare keyword essentials. There are 4 blockers, and right now no Digimon on the Red Hybrid side. Let's assume the Tamers can Digivolve because he has the 4s. That means that he has to get through 4 blockers, and half of the power in Red Hybrid is when you check a security, do something. So the Takuya lets you play another tamer when you check the security. Spirit Evolution will let you evolve again. but like you have to actually get there, and he has clearly not gotten there all game.
Something to be said about the blockers is that Aldermon's going to pop one, and then if the Aldermon swings and blocks another, and it's blocked by another one, that is essentially 2 blocks taken off the board. So Aldermon by itself is 2 blocks.
All you need really to fend off lethal is 1 block. Two puts you in safe. 1 block means that you're quite comfortable, depending on what you're triggering off of the Abyss Sanctuary as well. And
every
4 tamers. 4 tamers on board. Obviously, you've got your Takuya that reduces the Digivolve cost. You've got your end of turn swing, and then you've got obviously your new triple tamer, which is good, but it's not going to get the memory because it's not going to have 4 hybrid cards underneath it.
At a base level, he needs 6 damage.
Yeah.
Right.
Without blocking.
Do you think he can do it?
I don't check something as well. I know that a new trio tamer is a security attack inheritable, but it is only at end of turn time.
End of turn by attacking.
It isn't going to resolve at 2 damage. So like you mentioned, like the 1 block will help, the second block guarantees it. The only if I have is that basically every wave of red hybrid support since BT18 gives them a green card somewhere randomly that suspends things. And suspending Minervamon is basically the bulletproof way to deal with that card.
Yeah, that is true.
If the only 4s that they have on Toxin's side of the board are the suspending level 4 greens, then I think there's something to be said for that. But there's not even, like, red hybrid is really easy to gauge at a glance, right? It's how many inherits are under the cards that you stack. And like, there's 1, so they're not doing that well. There's no rookie in the raising, so that was a brick from last turn. And there's just a bunch of tamers that aren't doing anything like generating cards. So
is this the 4 living?
But not from me, baby. If I've ever been anything on this terrible ding-dong show, I've been a red player the whole time. I hate security effects, and Aldermon's been my day one since Liverpool Regionals 2024. I have never seen an easier kill line in my life.
You know what? Tom's seen the Atomic Infernos.
I interviewed the Easter Bunny after this game. I don't remember what the match did, but the Easter Bunny lost the Ultimate Cup game.
Like, what if, hypothetically, what if this is not pure I swing face, go aggro red hybrid? What if there's like fucking Jet Selfimons or Kazimons and stuff in this? Like,
I guess we
are privy to his list, is that he's running the Metallics, the Volcanics, and the Fighter mode.
But they won't get him out of here. They don't solve the problem because of floating blockers.
Momin brought up a really good point. What if he Crimson Blazes?
Yeah.
If he Crimson Blazes here for 2, he might be the best to ever do it.
So we loaded up 1 under the trio, 2 under the duo, and then
resolving Takuya.
Yeah, Takuya start main. So we're gonna get a he's
conducting it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was a very well executed sequence there.
He's not got too many cards in hand either.
All right,
Bro, he's like typing Braille.
5. Okay, this is it sucks to waste the rush here, but this is fine.
Yeah, so it can make any.
Takuya can evolve any tamer card.
Yeah.
So. Yes, so this is Takuya. That's.
I didn't even realize the new Aldermon can go over the Takuya straight.
Yeah. As long as you put in the size.
3 sources.
3 sources.
Yeah. So we're just resolving all of this, just showing that it's a legal Digivolution target. We do get to go over it. He did load the I'm not checking security options Aldermon underneath the trio tamer. And we're going to use the second Takuya in order to evolve over that one. So these guys are
second.
These guys are huge.
But I think this one should have cost 1, right?
Yeah, because you didn't get the second reduction.
I think this one was ruled incorrectly on the day. It was implied that the trio tamer counted as 4 names, not for any of the distinct names. So there's a couple of memory saves that should not have occurred. But we're gonna.
Sorry, how much memory are we talking? Is it like a 1 memory difference?
1 memory difference.
One
okay,
memory.
So I can still kind of visualize it in my head.
Yes, so we are gonna swing with this first one. Also have of course eaten 2 blockers already. And this is.
He's letting it go through.
Dan Kanan. We're gonna get the end of attack.
That Aldermon definitely should just cost the 3, right? Or however much it's reduced by, because it's got the 2 sources under the.
Yeah, but then the Takuya BT21 is the other thing that should be reduced.
Yes, the Takuya start of name is doing it.
Yeah, because it's like for each unique name, 1 less for the evolution. Okay, so we have the 4, so we're not totally bricked on 4s. Unless, to be fair, we have drawn 3 cards.
Oh, look, Kumamon. I guess the spit guy. Kumamon is also a form of freeze. You guys did remember that Kazemon was a means of suspension, but what if they just didn't get to suspend at all?
I mean, it's Lethal Town looking great right now.
I might be cooked.
Yeah, this is.
We'll see.
Ooh, Kumamon. We just talked about him. Isn't that so interesting?
3 though.
Yeah, it does cost
3 over the non-named kids.
It costs 3 if they're not clearing the Minervamon. Then the prone rune's going to spit out another blocker as well.
Oh, I forget. Doesn't the Kumamon? Oh, there he is. There's the stun. There's Korikakumon for 0. Slide evolution. So Minerva is not going sideways. The Digivolve is not something we have to give a shit about for the rest of the turn.
So there are 2 inheritables. Okay, he gets the block. I mean, that makes sense. That's the thing you would block if you had the choice.
Yes.
He's also not loaded Stravimon underneath the Alder with the Trio Tamer, so he's not like he can go by swinging attack and then gain the memory back to steal turn back.
Yes, we do have Atomic Inferno in hand. I've just seen it off of the Evo draw.
Uh-oh.
We're going to swing. We're going to turn into Aldermon.
My goat.
Cost reduced, and we do have a Tamer, so this is a 0-cost Aldermon who is massive. This is going to be 1 check over a rookie. Easy peasy.
This is 16k Aldermon.
Atomic Inferno.
This is going to be 2 checks.
2 checks. If we chose to go sideways.
But, and the Atomic Inferno went onto the Digimon on top of the stack? I ask because that's the one with the end of turn attack effect.
It went into the Aldermon, yes.
Yeah, cool.
Is about to swing in. The Aldermon is now going to go 3 checks into
3 checks with options.
1. Also, we can't play anything out thanks to the volcanic that showed up. But then at the end, we get to draw. We get to get the Trio Tamer down. The Trio Tamer is then going to
load 2.
Load 2.
Chad, I think I messed up.
I think it's very close.
No, you did not.
You know what? Very impressive that they were able to full clear security.
Not able to find it. They were just missing. You guys noticed that, yes, he was missing a lot of resources at the start. Not being able to get the double load on the Trio Tamer in order to pass over less memory did matter in the end. So this one is a living from everyone else, but good effort from Toxin nonetheless to try and make it. What if he Crimsons was basically the entire regional?
My bad, chat. I should have believed you guys.
It was commendable, you know. It's not like it was like, oh, just to do nothing path, right?
Yeah. I just figured nothing was revealed there. So there was a good chance something stupid was going to happen. And this has been a particularly stupid Lethal Living, full of like moments that shouldn't really happen live on a stream. So,
yeah. So we have our final Lethal or Living clip. I've now found the timestamp that is close enough to I think what I wanted. So this one, we're gonna have TS. They just resolve a Sylphimon is gonna get a DP minus, and we're gonna swing in for the 2 checks. And then they do not have Marukimon in hand, so they have to, unfortunately. I'm just flashing my security there. 4 rookies in security. Truly, the most cursed end of all time. We're just gonna evolve over it. Gonna get the Digivolve down. Gonna get to play a 2-star home roast because he's nice like that, and we're gonna get an Elecmon and an unsuspend, and we're gonna yeah, we're gonna push up and pause there.
So we're in main now.
We are now at the start of the main phase with no start of main effects to happen. But now I get to ask you my favorite start of main effect. Is this lethal or living?
First things first, hit put the predictions up.
You're right.
Andrew, that was a funny joke, man.
So the players playing Ghost, so clearly they're really terrible at Digimon.
Most of the worst players I know in Digimon use that playmat. So
and we're all terrible.
Yeah, true. No, listen, I'm gonna dunk on Andrew in a different way, which is that it's not even necessarily his capacity to play this card game. It's just Andrew is like a collector of the horse that won't win the race.
Real.
And Ghosts is the least horse that can win a race of any deck I've ever read. Ghosts would be underpowered if it came out a year ago. Execute is a really cool keyword stuck to the worst archetype I've ever seen. And so I didn't even have to. We could do the whole rigmarole of a game of Lethal Living. I could tell you that Andrew's trash looks real small and his hand looks kind of thick for a purple deck. so he's probably going to have to do most of his extension from hand, which sucks because he doesn't have a Violet in play, and Violet is how you extend from hand. I could give you all of that. I could do all that bullshit. I could do that. There's a lot of cards in our Time Stranger player's hand, one egg cycled, one Patamon in the back. So clearly, this is like the first stack that has climbed. We've not seen that many cards, and it's like a relatively unchipped security. But none of that matters, because if this was Beelzemon, Andrew could win this with his eyes closed. Ghost won't. Ghost will let you down. It's living.
There's no tamers. Assuming you're playing EX11 Necromon,
yes,
which is
EX11. This is the EX11.
Yeah, the second you go into that and you pop I think that's an Elecmon. If you try and pop the Minervamon, if you can get rid of it the other level 3 another way, then that Minerva is going to de-digivolve you before you can even execute. It's not looking good, bruv. And the lack of tamers, yeah, is pretty rough.
So there's no living out of you.
I don't know. Hold on. I will wait for discussion.
Ghost is also bad because it's not like whenever all these other matches we've watched Time Stranger fight something, it has like it's lost to another fringe form of interaction like freezing or returning to hand. Ghost doesn't do that. At best, it pops things based on like being suspended or not, right? Like it's not gonna purple as a color doesn't do things that aren't deleting most of the time. So it doesn't have a way to play nice into Minervamon, is what I'm gonna get. And I think with 2 dudes on board, even with the haha funny DNA out, like there are so many ways this could go wrong. And with 1 training and no tamer card, it's just like it's such a big hill for the little engine that can't, that I just don't foresee it working.
Okay, that's respectable. What do the rest of you think?
I want to believe in you, man. I want to believe in you. I want to have my faith and confidence in you that you'll win this one, but it's Ghosts.
Tommy Tricks, come to the winning team. The right side of the screen has it locked down right now.
If you had like 1 Violet on board, I'd be more on your team, but like
maybe I'll wait till Adam locks his vote into
right.
If it's any consolation, I can quickly tell you that chat full faith. Chat paid actors. They believe.
Chat thinks that. Did chat pay 1,300 monocoins into lethal? Because that's my vote, baby. Ye of little faith. This is lethal. I'm a believer. That's my streamer right there. He has the. If this was some Joe Schmo Digica player being on stream, they'd be like, "Oh man, Ghost is so boring, man. It's so bad. I can't do anything into." But this is KnTElixar. This man will kill you from nowhere.
I have an important context question, Andrew.
Yeah.
Do you happen to be wearing a smartwatch slightly out of the frame now?
Yes, I do.
Excellent. Well, if I've seen one choke, I've seen them all. I'm sticking my vote down. I'm 100% right. Good luck, Tom. Bad luck on the money, bro.
What do you think, Adam?
Is this pre or post Gold Ghostmon?
This is pre-Gold Ghostmon.
This is living.
What do we think, Adam?
I don't know.
It's terrible, isn't it? Because
I'm going with Tom. I'm going to say
you vote.
I'm going with Tom. I'm going to say living.
Understandable.
This is the messed up part of Lethal Living, Adam. Is he's created a scenario not only where are we prisoner in his game show. The final round is us being like, Andrew, the guy we know in real life, you don't have it. I'm like, that's way more emotionally daunting.
That's so funny. I really hope this is the right clip. I actually just got to the timestamp that made sense. We're gonna go training. Yeah, this is the right clip.
Training for a ghost. The the girl. It's This
oh man, we're thinking that's concerning.
Violet.
I hate.
He doesn't have it. He doesn't have a tamer card.
I hate thinking. I have too many tamers. That's the problem.
Is that the memory
fixer?
Yeah, that's the memory fixer. Okay. We're gonna go.
He's passing turn already.
Phantom. We're gonna swing a Barkay first. We're gonna try and scrub check them. We're gonna swing.
I don't love seeing.
Show me the Necro. Drawing trash. The Necromon. We're gonna pop, and then we're gonna swing. And we're swinging 12 versus 12. We're gonna play the Barkay. Barkay then can on play.
It's actually 12 versus 14. Here,
12 versus 14, but they let it through.
Okay, I'm beginning to become concerned about my prediction.
Yeah.
You know, we have to use keyword blocker to block the attack.
Oh, he played out a level 4, right? That's not gonna.
Yeah, that is going to pop the Necromon, and then the Necromon interruptively gets.
Oh my
god,
out. 2 Garurus.
Yep, double Garurumon, which means we do get the suspension, but we do get to play out a rookie off of the Phanto Inherit. And we're gonna get our second Violet, which is going to give us a thing. And then, show me Chimeramon. Let's load up a Ghost from Trash. And then let's get the Necro. Necro's going to pop. We're going to play out
You're
a
getting
rookie. We're going to search. We're going to swing.
Blaze.
Wow, look at that. Game back 4. Get to play out a level 4 from Trash. We're going to pop that Garurumon, and then we are going to evolve without paying the cost into a thing and give it Rush with Violet. So, yes, ye of little faith.
Oh, I've lost 10 mono coins.
You'll never get them back, Adam.
It's an excellent W. I couldn't find one where I killed him from 4. I just couldn't find the clip of me doing it. But,
you drew that Chimeramon halfway through that turn.
Yep. Yeah, I did.
Of course he did.
Yeah, so fun fact, chat that haven't seen it, and Adam, this list can kill from 4 with...
like every other Liberator.
No, but this one does it with 4 Chimeramons. If I simply decide to send it, I can kill you from nothing. Just fully from nowhere. With no setup. It's excellent. Yeah.
Shout out to Kurova.
It's excellent in any context.
Once again, ruining the metagame.
Yeah, Lethal Living, of course, the only place I don't root for your deck lists, man.
Yeah, so that was another horrendous car crash of Lethal or Living. Ghosts are going to get lethal, which means the chat does get to close out on a W. If you played along at home, thank you for joining us playing live on twitch.tv/KnTElixar. If you're watching on YouTube, you can play live next time that we ping the server for it. And let me know how you did in the comments as well. And yeah, thanks to all of my guests for playing this one. It's excellent as always. Fellas.
That game is a haunting experience. It's not just because of the ghost.
Yeah. I was stunned into silence. Should we wrap it there and give some stuff to our champion tier members after the show? Despite all only down 3k, not bad. We've had significantly worse Lethal or Livings for some of the chat.
I was gonna say, I think Lethal Living is fun because it's like you guys get to watch when Marcio and I have. There are, I mean, sadly, like multiple hours of us being subjected to Lethal Living. You guys get to watch the opposite of insider trading, and I like to think, if anything, this podcast is not giving financial advice. But now you guys would know if somebody was trying to take advantage of you. Because if you just think, what would Tom do, and do the opposite, you'll be fine.
The Tom portfolio goes crazy for
It's terrible. I think I have a single-digit win rate at this game.
But yeah, thank you, Adam, for joining us for this one. If you any like plugs or anything you want to give where people can find you for various things.
You can find me anywhere at RedScarTCG. That's my handle pretty much everywhere. But more importantly, come to Rotherham Regionals, go to organized play events, find our Digimon page, come say hello. I organize all of the events for OPE in the UK and sometimes in Europe. And yeah, come say hello, and thanks for having me. As always, love to be back again soon.
Oh, yeah. We'll have you back soon because we didn't even get to talking about Eden. It was a busy 2 hours.
Yes, I am cooking up the next ban list to update.
Huge.
So
you have to stop Harry farming every Eden event we do. Crossheart is the devil. Crossheart is the devil.
He did lose one.
I won the first one.
Sorry, you did. I apologize.
With fish.
Big love for fish.
Fish is pretty good.
Glory to the king.
Maybe that could be our bonus content this week. We do one last little Eden look at an archetype some of us have been kicking around. But we'll, let's plug OPE first.
We're going to talk about the Monodramon engine?
Shut up. We got to talk about the worst engines in Digimon. But yeah, if you want to see the bonus content when it comes out in this month right here of April. then you should become a champion tier or above. Everyone else, you'll get to see it late May when it comes out for free. We're gonna shoot some offline content, but thank you for joining us. If you did like the podcast, then make sure to like it on YouTube or 5-star or whatever the rating system is on your podcast listening platform of choice. Recommend us to a friend and show us the funny game show that you may or may not have lost a lot of fake money in. Follow us on all the socials and all that good stuff. Subscribe, and if you're on Twitch, you can take money away from a billionaire if you have an Amazon Prime account. Take your Twitch Prime and take money from Jeff Bezos and give it directly to me. But otherwise, this was an excellent showing, lads. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in the next one.
Baba Booey, baby. I'll see you later.